Note, comments made by Will do not reflect all of the group.
Right. You're not legally liable for any comments made by others.
Not yet, anyway.
I think that's a notification that we went live. Is it? Hey, it is.
But now,
All right.
being teased with this one.
We'll never actually start playing. We'll just sit here and like, are we good? Is it happening? All right. Hey, okay. I think shit's happening now. I think it's coming in.
I'm checking our audio.
You should let me know whenever Chad responds to some bullshit. I'll talk to him.
All right. Now live.
I'll even put on my radio voice just for whatever.
I can hear
Okay.
your mom man.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
All right.
better than, I think, Aiden.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right.
I'm on the other thing, baby.
It says we're offline here.
Technical difficulties. You were technical
It seems to
There we
have gone down. The stream is down.
It is.
It was like 13 seconds of stream, and it seems to be down.
It says we're still streaming.
I have no idea what's going on. What the fuck?
Chat, let us know. Are we live?
Are we live?
Can I start being a
It's
whole
there
person
now.
out loud? Or do I need to keep those thoughts to myself?
Yeah, keeping yourself for 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, since we're on with everything else, you think we're good?
I'm checking mine.
It is live now.
Okay.
Shot my junkies.
I think it's back in this episode.
Satan.
Oh, he's crankshaft.
All depends.
90% of the time, he's crankshaft.
I'm just gonna let these dry before I finish these off.
No worries.
It's very loud. Yeah, that's what I was going for. See if this comes across.
There's no shaking right now.
Well, hello, stream.
Okay.
We have one viewer.
Yeah.
Hello, one viewer who is our own person. Hello.
We don't even have our, like, TOS watchers yet. That's how early we are in the stream.
Yeah.
Spit it out. I got a 20.
Okay. So we are starting.
Wow.
All right. So a couple announcements before we start going here. We have officially launched our Patreon, so that is something to go check out.
I don't think we have a link to that yet.
We don't have a link to it, but we also have our
PayPal.
our PayPal set up, so now you guys can donate and help us get a better camera. So this fucking camera is no longer being used because it's so bad. Yeah, so we've got all that going, and yeah, so we are gonna get started here. Now, who wants to tell us what happened in the last episode of Dungeons and Dragons? Or Big Trouble on a Little Boat?
We got Wizard of Oz into a giant vortex. Watch a giant squid disintegrate.
Almost all of us died on the boat. 95, I think, just on the boat.
And then we got Kingdom Hearts introed into an ocean. Into like an inlet between two islands.
Right.
Anthony almost drowned.
Yeah. He literally face planted into the water.
Sure did.
Could have joined the Featherfall crew, but no. Barbarian help.
I didn't
Parachute.
get Featherfall.
Well, sucks.
And then we landed on the island.
Well, yeah, we mingled some stuff together to get to the island. Just barely made it.
Stroke. I had a little Jurassic Park experience in the tall grass, but hey, pets.
Yeah, we got grapevines.
Yeah.
They were diplomatic bird things, bird lion things.
Just had to sacrifice most of food.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they brought us hyena food.
And a few of us stayed to live in the forest for the night, which those
It's
of us
actually
were thrifty enough.
pretty much everyone in the
Yeah, we
crew.
set up little huts.
There was
Yeah.
like 3 people that went back to the camp though.
But over the night, you guys all
shit.
collectively went over there, and you guys made some really basic lean-to type
Huts.
structures
Yes, we
that
had
could
to-
fit about 5 to 10 people each.
And we moved most of everything off the ship to
Yeah.
where we are.
Yeah. So you guys have all the barrels and crates. You have
3 huts, is it?
yeah, no, it's 5 in a circle, and then you have 1 campfire in the center. You also have yourselves the you have all of the big crate of extra timber for repairing the boat. You have all of the cargo that was on the ship that isn't broken and destroyed.
Rip pickles and water.
Yeah.
The pickles!
Exactly.
Salt.
The
One
pickles.
pickle!
Pickles are all gone.
Pickles.
Maybe it's a reference to my cabbages.
Yeah, there you go.
The pickles.
We also have you guys looking up the night sky and seeing a different configuration in the moons.
Yeah.
Yep, I noticed
And
that.
the stars aren't quite right. Everything doesn't quite look right. As you guys are getting ready to go to bed, you're noticing this sky and the difference in what you are expecting to see. Anyone who's up and looking, perception check for me.
I like this guy. So I'm looking.
I'm fairly dead, attention. I'm dead asleep.
During
Okay.
trance, I'm still aware.
Right, but you're not focusing on anything.
Then,
So, yeah.
Yeah, 19.
19.
unless it's
7.
4 hours.
See some moons. They don't look right. Stars are not what you're used to. You notice one of the moons seems to be blue and kind of looks like you might see some land masses on that moon. Might not be a moon.
That's no moon.
We might be the
Ooh,
That's
the
a
moon.
space
This moon.
station.
Exactly. All right,
It's a
you guys taking long rests. All of you wake up the next morning.
No, when I go.
Yeah, for you, yeah.
Dang.
As you guys are coming to in the morning, your Griffhounds are with you guys. They slept next to you guys, snuggled up, and kept you warm. They purred very loudly, kind of vibrating you guys as you guys were going to sleep, and lulled you up to sleep eventually. Guys,
Good.
found yourselves waking up. Everyone in the
Yes,
camp
his
is
name's
moving around and
What hurts?
trying to go through all the cargo and see what is actually left and available. As you guys are hearing people, I've got 1 crate of wheat. I've got a barrel of ginger. They're all shouting out what they have remaining. And it seems like everything else, all the rest of the cargo on the ship is completely either in the ocean or soaked to the point where it's not worth trying to save it. You guys are hearing the list kind of being called out, and you guys hear them start shouting out, we got 2 barrels of ginger root, 1 crate of cotton, 4 chests of healing potions, 5 barrels of cloves, 2 crates of canvas, 3 barrels of wheat, and we have 1 small keg of ale.
Oh, thank God.
As everyone's kind of going over what they have, you guys also are looking at the fact that you guys only have 1 small crate of repairing timber, which has been used to create your lean-tos. You guys also have the 2 large crates of iron nails that were also used to help construct the little lean-tos that you guys are currently using. You guys are woken up and people are eating whatever rations they had and small amounts of
That's
food
fine,
that
meat,
is there.
whatever it was.
Yeah. As you guys are looking around and seeing, you guys are on the hills and you're seeing a mass of just on your directly behind you to the east. Yeah. To your east, you are seeing a small grove of trees, and it seems a mixture of trees. You can't quite see what kind of trees they are from here, but figure as you guys get closer, you might be able to find out. And you see directly north of you this mass of a large forest that takes up most of your vision. You also can see the beach to your south, and you guys came in from the west, where your ship was located. As you guys are coming to the morning, no real breakfast being made. Everyone's kind of just chewing on what they've got. What are you guys doing?
You there. You should go to the beach with me. Just watch each other's backs.
Very well.
There's no meat here, and that's a problem. So, then we'll go fishing. Huh? Can we explore a little bit?
Sounds good.
Any of those carcasses left of those creatures the Great Time?
You guys all ate those.
I mean, just bones and shit. Not
Yeah, they're bones.
Cool. I'm gonna use this Mars chemistry to try and make some clubs, source javelins.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Actually, like an hour or two. And then I
yeah,
can
yeah.
make, like maybe like 4 javelins in a club.
Okay. Have you do dexterity check
I can do it.
for each one you want to craft.
Javelins was a 9.
9. You got 4 made.
There we go.
They're pretty crude.
Club is an 18.
18. Yeah, you make that. You get the club, and you've made one of these before, and you know what you're doing. You get it together, and it's a very nice bone club.
Good. Here. Javelins club.
They're watching you try and like do it.
Yeah, you're watching them. I would do an intelligence check for me.
14.
Yeah, you're watching, and you get the general gist of what he's doing. You can see the concept, but it's not quite sticking.
She's using a lot of femurs and larger.
Fevers, titles,
Ribs.
arteries.
They're
There's some extra
sharpening them.
grass.
Yeah.
The reptile brain does lots. You get to become very cunning at certain things.
Making weapons of murder.
Damn right. Anyone need a javelin too?
I propose we make an excursion to the small forest. Hunting party.
You do the forest. There's the ocean.
Well, I
has
mean, I was just
fish.
gonna go fishing. It feels like that's the safer course, and it'd probably be better to do a lay of the land before we venture into a place that we're not gonna have any sight.
Who's good at throwing it? Who's got rope? I got fishing harpoons.
I have a crocodile.
I'm also basically a crocodile.
And then, what do you need anything?
Well, because we're not as fast as fish.
It's the same principle as catching a chicken, yes?
In ways, but we're doing a lot more dexterous things. But we'll have fun.
You're not a good fighter. I see.
Better try catching a chicken.
The fuckers will
No,
scratch
I
it.
watched the peasants do that.
That's probably a good thing. Don't think you catch one.
How dare you insult me?
I'm sorry. Just eating the facts here.
I don't have short, stubby legs. I mean, maybe
It's
that's
true.
your issue.
That's why we use tools. Help you get the job done.
We use the brains, not our thinking.
I leave
fists.
to the dwarf. He's pretty pompous, isn't he?
Well, it's coming to most of you are who we take along the ride. Not most of you working type like us are.
And I go hunt for stuff. That's how I make my money.
Honorable, yeah, I guess. It's more in line, but not quite what we do.
Who's good with those? I've extra ammo since mine broke.
I do. have a long.
Oh, and I was using the wrong term last week. It's not powder monkey. It's gunnery sergeant. Is
Powder monkey.
Powder Monkers. Yeah, it's like the ones
he
that are
just
the younger
delivers it. Yeah, I got that term mixed up.
Right.
But yeah, so the blonde-haired dwarf is the gunnery sergeant. So
I have extra. I need arrows.
So they do is a powder monkey.
you do not know.
Here's 20. Okay. I can't use them right now.
Cool.
So there's 20 arrows for you since
So
I
we're on our excursion.
Okay.
to the beach
So
first.
you guys are
Go down
going.
the beach.
Are you guys all going fishing?
I'll join fishing.
The tabaxi kind of walks up. He's like, "I would like to join you. Is that possible?"
Yes.
Why not?
I mean, the more the merrier, and we don't know a little encounter here.
Thank you very kindly. And he pets his griffhound and kind of is rubbing the side of it and walks with you guys.
Come along, meat.
You named it.
Yes, I named it meat.
So we're all going fishing.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got two good swimmers.
Okay.
We'll have good luck.
I'm bringing along Tabitha.
Tabitha. Okay. Meet Tabitha. Nice. Alright. So you guys start heading to the beach. It's only a mile to the beach, the nearest one. So you guys get there fairly quickly. Yeah, it takes you guys about 15 minutes. Not that bad. But yeah, so you guys get there, it's not that bad, and as you guys, not 15 minutes anyway, only 20. Anyway,
3.5 is.
Yeah, close enough.
it's a third.
Well, no, what I was thinking of like how long the average view pace is, and just trying to average that out.
3 miles an hour. I don't know.
They have people walking very slowly.
Well, you guys move it fast at 4.
Okay. That's weird.
Anyway. But yeah, so you guys get to the beach and you're looking around. You notice it's very fine grains of sand, and it is a yellow color to the beach. You can see little outcroppings of rocks and various other things like that. You can see a myriad of different kinds of shells and various other things like
I'd
that.
like to see if I see any shellfish crabs.
Yeah, go for it.
Whatever your
13.
wisdom, survival is and survival.
Perception.
Perception.
Unless you're looking for crab tracks.
No, just see if I see them. So 15.
15. You do notice more to the west, there seems to be a couple of some pretty large looking crabs actually, and they look pretty speedy from what you would expect. They're scuttling along the beach pretty quickly.
All right, boys. I see some shellfish over there. Who wants to come help me grab some?
I think I can go and help you with that.
I am more than welcome to do that. As Niles here, we go fishing.
Fancy myself as speed.
I'll join Niles in the water if you're sending him out in the water.
All right. Crabs we go.
Alrighty, let us go get us some
Some
crabs.
crabs.
Let's be cautious. We already dealt with one thing we weren't expecting. Is it pet Tabitha?
And she's
Who knows? We might make more pets.
Yeah. Just befriend the entire island. Do
This is
battle with
not
the
a
other.
I think we can try that, yes.
Okay.
It might be agreeable.
Yep.
As you guys are going in, you guys are gonna have to make dexterity checks to run and try to grab
be athletics. To
acrobatic. No, it would
run
just
after
be.
them.
Yeah, you can do acrobatics or athletics, either or.
Athletics. I have
Okay.
advantage on it.
Okay.
Or in sprinter.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I try to stealth on one?
Sure.
I've got an advantage in stealth.
That did not help me at all.
I
You
can
can try sneaking up on it.
I believe
Yeah.
athletics.
19. You. Roll a d6 for me.
22 to sneak on the crab.
22? Wow, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you fucking woof, and you're crawling through the. You like go into the water and you're swimming and like it looks like you're just a mass of seaweed. As you get in, you're just a shadow stalking over these crabs. Roll a d6 for me as well.
I got one.
You get one crab. You run and you jump and you grab one of them and it's fighting at you and you grab it by the claws and you're keeping it from pinching you.
One. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're swimming, and as there's this little cluster of them, you lightning fast grab one of them by the front of the shell, pull it forward, and also grab it by the pinchers, keeping it from pinching you. You're holding it as you get out of the
Piece
water.
of rope and just tie it to my belt.
Yeah.
12 on my athletics to try and brute
12?
force her. Yes.
Yeah. So you're swimming, right?
Yeah, I swim here to try and grab one.
Okay. So you're swimming along the shore, and as you go to move in, one of them just they kind of burrow into the sand and get out of reach. And now you start digging, and you cannot find them. They kind of just disappeared. All of the water around you is getting all clouded from all of the stirred up sand.
Alright.
Yeah. Are there still crabs around?
Yeah, you guys can see there's about 6 left that are kind of moving around the beach.
12 too.
12, yeah.
I was on the beach.
So yeah, you
not in the water.
run and you just are not keeping pace, and some of them jump in the water and you lose sight of them.
Can I make
The Tabaxi, he's running and he doesn't quite catch one as he jumps and he lands in the sand, slides in the sand, and just sand everywhere as he reaches out and just barely misses as the crab darts off further inland out of his way.
Can I make an attempt to go for the last 6?
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna spread out.
Yeah, I'll go for 3.
Okay.
And
So-
so if I go for 3, could he
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for 3? Yeah, we just.
Okay, so you start trying to maneuver them in
We're-
towards each
we're
other.
trying to cross
okay.
and crabs.
Okay.
Quick, everybody roll a 6 at the same time to catch more than all 6.
All right. Yeah. So
There we
you have
go, much
athletics.
better. 19.
19?
21.
21. Yeah. You both start running in, and they start skittering away, and you start corralling them in towards each other. They're getting right in. Roll d6s each of you.
I got 16.
16. Yeah. You also are in that. Roll a d6 as well.
2.
2.
3.
3. All right. So.
You got 5?
As you guys are running into 6 of them, you jump. You guys
We got
scrambling, your
all
hands
6.
going. You come up with your hand full of 5 of them, and you both have half of one as it actually split. As you guys were trying to grab at the same time, just
That's
ripping
right.
this thing in half. You like ripped one of its arms off, and its shell cracked, while you have the other arm and the entire torso, and it's just bleeding as you kind of pull it out.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you guys have crabs now, and each one is
That's
about
not the happiest thing.
2.5 pounds. So
Man,
it's
that-
pretty. It's
big
pretty
bastard,
big.
yeah.
Pretty big. Pretty big.
I go over
Oh,
to him.
Pretty big crabs. God, I cannot speak.
That was the happiest
And I
way
go
I've ever
over
been
to
to.
the whole crab.
You have crabs now.
You
So I traded him a half crab for the half crab,
okay?
and I go to Tabitha and I give Tabitha the half crab, see if she wants it.
She kind of looks at it,
Um,
and she kind of grabs it with her beak, and is just kind of looking around and just holding it.
I'm gonna roll for Niles' like stealthy ambush in the water.
Yeah, go for it.
Actually, hold this. I'm going to probably look for some more like
Only
crabs and stuff
10.
under the water.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Perception check.
Actually 9.
9 total.
Yeah.
He's
Oh my
swimming.
We're not doing good this morning.
He's
yeah.
swimming around and he sees a large school of pretty big looking fish. As he goes in, they just dart away and he swims after them and kind of loses track as they split up and he kind of turns back, starts looking for another group.
Are we near the boat?
You guys are not. You guys are currently.
Hold my crab too before I go.
Just tie all the crabs.
You guys are about 4 or 5-ish miles away from where the boat is. You believe.
19 more easier stuff to look under the water.
Okay. Yeah, 19. As he's looking around,
Yeah,
as you're looking
myself.
around, you find some some clams, some oysters, and very large sea urchins. Not kind of your normal size. They're about basketball size, and then the spines protrude from that basketball size. So it's a very large sea urchin, and as you come up upon it, you notice that it is a dark purple at the base, and it kind of slowly gradients out to the tips of the spike that are a dark black, almost like a Vanta black, like you're losing light
For absorbing the color.
Okay.
from the actual darkness
I'll
of
grab a
this.
couple clams.
As you're getting these clams, you notice that some of them, instead of like the normal pearlescent iridescence to the actual shine of the oyster, you can see that it almost has like a golden iridescence to it compared to a normal
Alright.
oyster. And as you pick up, you get roll a d8 for me.
Magic clam?
Oh shit.
How did you manage it?
I don't know. One now. I was punished for this.
So you get one of them, and as you pick it up, it is it's a half-pound
Alright.
little clam, and then the oysters. Roll a d12 for me.
There we go, 10.
10. You find 10 normal, regular-looking oysters.
Alright. And then for the urchin, I'm going to take a javelin, tie it off, try and stab it, and
Okay.
then bring it with me because
Yeah, each spine is about a foot and a half.
Alright.
As you kind of stab in with your javelin that you just recently made, roll the hit. It's gonna be pretty hard, man.
Yeah.
It's a stationary sea urchin.
9.
9. You stab in, and it kind of gets tangled up in some of the spines,
Oh no.
and it doesn't penetrate all the way. As you do that, you can see it kind of shifts in the sand from the motion of you pushing it. You retrieve the javelin, and you can see that there's like almost a black ichor kind of surrounding the javelin now. And as you pull it away, it's almost like a cloudy mist kind of inking away from when it hit. You throw it?
I'll throw it at him.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'll try.
Underwater, you are used to fighting underwater with this kind of stuff, so yeah, just roll the hit.
There we go. Much better.
Yeah, just all your range attacks
It's
are
basically
halved.
yeah, it's halved, and if it goes beyond the normal things,
It's
it just
completely, yeah,
misses.
yeah, yeah.
So 22.
22, yeah, so you, poof, and it sticks directly in, and you can
That's
see
21. But
21.
anyway.
Yeah, it still hits. Impacts heavily, and you can see this large cloud of blackish, ichorish liquid inking
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
not gonna
the
pick it up.
water.
I'm just gonna go back to
Okay.
shorts, toilet it.
Okay, as you're toting it behind you, it's leaving large, almost like comb furrows in the sand behind you.
Well, let's bring that back to the people up on the surface. I found food.
Are there any like rocky outcrops?
Yeah, there's many.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the nearest one and look to see if I see any small fish or shellfish.
Okay, yeah. Roll that perception.
Got 15.
15. Yeah, you're looking out and you can see a couple little small schools of fish, and there are a lot of reef and kind of type structures as you guys are heading more eastern. And you can actually see directly south of you guys, about a mile away, you can see a large kelp forest that is starting just south of you and branching all the way east, and even starts to encroach and kind of come up onto the actual beach as you guys are going that way.
Would I know that kelp is edible?
Survival check. My nose is never itchy until we start streaming. It's absolutely itchy. No, I'm good. I've been getting it.
+2.
I've been getting it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I got 17.
Oh no, we
Oh,
gotta
wait,
make sure
we're-
it's in the
Yeah,
camera.
there we go. There we go. Yeah.
17.
Okay. 17. Yeah. Yeah. You know this is something that is fibrous and edible and can be used to make food.
Alright, I look at everybody. I'm like, hey, you pissy sons of bitches. There's some salad over there.
There is also a place for things to live and hide.
What
We
he
must be
said.
cautious.
What he said.
What? As this thing is bleeding out. Black ichor.
And as it's just
That's
dripping
gross.
down, you're holding up.
I'm kind of holding it on the spear.
Okay, it's starting to drip down and it's coating your hand now.
And I'll just flip that down.
Yeah, and
I would
it's
clean that
very thick. It almost feels like molasses or honey.
I'll sniff the thing as I put
You
it.
smell it. As you sniff, it's almost a kind of burnt smell to it, almost like a charcoaly scent to it.
Yeah.
Mouse is gonna go ahead and look for food.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm
Another
gonna try to stealth up on like a seabird or something like that. So,
perception check and stealth check for you.
And I'll wash my head in the ocean.
For me, a perception and stealth.
Stealth for you, perception for.
Just wash my head in the ocean. That's
Yeah, as you do, it kind of it's almost like an oil and water situation. The water seems to just run off your hand completely, wherever this stuff is, and you can see like it's very much beating up on the actual ichor, and it's just rolling directly off of the little tar patch of.
What would he say?
black
Maybe next time.
stuff.
Oh, we got ink.
Niles got an 18.
Yeah, he finds a large school of fish.
I got a 17.
17. You're going up right behind, and there's a little patch of seagulls as you're coming up. Roll an attack for you and an attack for Niles. Hate that my nose is so fucking itchy.
Yeah.
It's only when I start treating. It's like, hey, people are watching. Let's scratch your nose.
Eventually, you just gotta like power through it. I still can't. Look, I'm reading everything.
Niles got 21.
Okay.
And I got my scimitar, that should be plus 5 as well, so 19.
Okay. Roll a d4 for you and roll a d8 for Niles.
French press and coffee.
3 for me.
You asked?
Yes. No, I like it. Like out of it.
Oh.
I need some coffee.
We have coffee. We have coffee. Coffee. Fucking.
3 for me,
Here we go.
7 for
Coffee.
Niles.
3 for you.
Yeah.
7 for Niles. You grab 3 of these seagulls, and one swipe you cut all of their heads off and cut into the torso of the other. As you're with your scimitar cutting through, you hear the as they all get hit at the same time, and the rest of them flock and starts flying off. Niles comes in and he finds a small group of pretty big-looking fish. You don't know what they are yet. That cabinet over there, right next to the cereal. Yeah, so it's gonna be behind the cereal. All the coffee's back there. Yeah, so he grabs and he gets 7. You said?
Yep.
Yeah, he gets 7 pretty decently sized fish, and it takes all of his restraint not to just eat them as he's carrying them back.
When we get back to the group, we will leave.
Like a mother with his children. Because he's carrying it back.
I'm then gonna go ahead and grab some of the kelp and just like tie together.
It is a mile out to water. You can just barely see the tops of it
I thought you
in the
brought
water.
it.
No, he was just pointing it
I
out.
was saying.
You guys can move further.
Here.
You guys can move further down the beach and actually go. It seems to be closer to the beach further
All
down.
this other stuff.
We've got the coffee pot over there, or you can use the just
Alright,
boil
the
some
mile
water.
marker is.
How much of the fish weigh? Like, decent size fish?
Each fish is 4 pounds each.
Okay.
Me and the lizard, we stick the urchin with the javelin in the sand.
He's a mile marker for now.
Marker for
Yeah, I'll just put
Okay.
it up there. He's just like,
Yeah, as you puncture and it goes into the sand, you can see the sand is actually staining black, whatever the thick, viscous liquid is.
that seems fun.
We make our way towards the hopefully.
Okay. So you guys start heading.
Try and write it on the sand
inland.
or the grass that's nearby. See if I can
It's just anything you're touching. It's now
just get stained
sticking.
again.
Oh, it's sticking
Oh,
to
sticking.
your hand now.
That'll look good.
You can see like you touch the sand and you have just a thick like sprinkling of
Yeah.
sand on your hand.
But it is hydrophobic.
But yeah, you're noticing it is 100%
We
hydrophobic.
could use it to patch together the boat.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, good tower, definitely. How do you get it off is the good question.
Yeah. And as you like try to wipe it on some plants, you now have like twigs and a bunch of leaves on your hand.
Sand.
Sand. You have a coating of sand sprinkling, and then like any patches that weren't covered have leaves and twigs kind of sticking out of them.
Grab my torch.
Yeah.
Niles, we must get more. We must go find more.
Okay. Yeah. So you send it back out.
Yeah.
Perception check for him again.
It's
13.
not poison.
13. Yeah. So as he's looking around, he finds a pretty big fish. It's actually it seems to be almost 30-pound, gigantic looking fish. And as it's swimming in, he notices it has a large, almost like bubble-looking thing on the top of its head, and it has almost like a camel hump in the center of its back too. It has 2 very large front fins, and it has 6 fins going down the entirety of its body, almost like cilia. and then it's got that very large tail that kind of points up and almost arcs back towards the front of the fish a bit as well. And it has spines going down the actual tail fin, and it's almost a red hue in between it, and the rest of the fish is almost a steely grayish blue going through the entire fish. And each one of those humps has almost like an orangish hue just beneath the skin, and you can see the translucent underneath it. As this fish is swimming, it has 4 very large eyes, 2 on each side of the head. As it's swimming through the water, Niles sees it, and the light kind of hits it, and you can see right through those large humps on its head and on its back.
You will try stealthing. I'm
Okay.
just trying to get underneath.
Yeah. Stealth check for him.
15.
15. He is swimming very quietly and through the shadows and the breaks in light and stuff like that. He's going nearest the alcoves and kind of snaking underneath them as he gets closer and closer to this thing. It seems to look directly up at the light, and completely looking the opposite direction of Niles. Roll
And
the hit.
attack from underneath.
Yeah, roll the hit.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck, man? Only an 8.
An 8, yeah. As he comes in, he bites on, and his teeth graze off of these thick, hardened scales. As it careens off, the tail flips, and it gets an opportunity attack against Niles. Wow, that's not much better. That's an 11.
That's what Niles got, baby.
AC 12.
The tail comes in and also hits Niles' hard scales.
Does this need distilled water?
I don't know.
I guess they're just gonna fight it out underwater now.
Yeah. As the tail slaps him hard, he rolls into the water, and it turns around, and you can see the front of it that Niles didn't see earlier has a just mass of
Oh, I see none of this.
yeah, as I'm saying, describing for Niles. As Niles
Okay.
sees a very large ridge of bone, almost like a beak, and it's kind of protruded out into a point, and it has almost spines going up one side on the top and bottom beak, lip, whatever the fuck it's called. As it turns around, it goes to ram Niles. Oh shit! That is a 19 to hit.
Ouch.
Yeah, it rams him very very fast and very hard. He takes 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and he is currently grappled by the harpoon-like ridges on the beak that are now implanted in it.
Okay.
Niles' turn.
He's gonna bite back.
Yeah.
Just
Roll the
right
hit.
for that.
Death
Oh. Fuck me once. You can
Use
fuck
this
me
one?
again. No.
Or
No,
this
I have 2 d20s.
Or
One of them
this
has to do well. This is a combat
one. Or
one.
this one.
Oh, there you go. The combat 20.
There we go. Unholy 20.
Holy 20. Nice. All right. So he turns and bites in. Roll your damage.
Okay. 1d12
Need a mug? They're up there.
plus 2.
Up top.
That's 10 damage, and he's also grappled now.
Okay. So, Niles is currently grappled in the ribs, and he turns and grabs the side of one of the fins and is now rolling the both of you. He grabs in, and you can see the blood on this is thick, and it's very dark red as it's kind of clouding
You
the
can smell
water. If you're underwater, you immediately smell that blood. As Niles is rolling and everything, it's going to try to break your grapple. Contested athletics.
That's basically all I'm doing. Just trying
It
to
got
shake it
a
off. Oh no.
They just poke you in the air.
16.
And
pretty
the
sticky.
natural 2, so
So it
Uh-oh.
gets its fin out of Niles' mouth, and it's starting to try to swim away. But now it has its beak
Oh, yeah.
implanted in him still, and it's going to start opening its mouth as much as it can.
Yes.
But that's the end of his turn. Was breaking the grapple. On to your turn. On to Niles' turn.
well, I mean, it's clearly wounded, and now would see help coming along.
Oh, are you
I'm probably
approaching?
gonna into the water if he's calling out.
Yeah,
Well,
we
we
were walking.
were already in the
we
water,
were walking
so-
towards the beach.
I came
Oh
back.
yeah, no, they're
Yeah.
not even near.
Yeah,
so
like, hey, we're going
now
this-
sees no help approaching.
I would have if I heard, but I'm walking down towards the Kelp Forest right now, unfortunately, because we're being veggies.
Exactly. Could you move him? Yeah, keep hitting him, man. Just move him.
He's gonna try to bite again with a grapple,
Okay.
and then they're gonna try to actually go up. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my action
Okay.
to firebolt that motherfucker in the middle of the water.
Yeah, there's an instance where your firebolt is not dangerous.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, just don't crit fail.
Into the forest.
That's 19.
Hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another D12.
All time it's kind of hard.
Only 6 this time.
Okay. Bites onto the side again and is still currently grappled, so he
And-
has it again.
Yeah, moving up.
He's careened sideways. He's gonna have disadvantage. Just move half speed.
Okay.
Because he's currently grappled and in an awkward position, trying to
Yeah.
swim.
And
So 15 feet up.
Yeah. 15 feet out?
15 feet up, right?
15 feet up?
Is how much he can swim?
Yep.
Okay.
How-
Yeah, so you guys surface, and this massive fish, about almost 3 times the size of Niles, is just up there, and it hasn't made any noises. As soon as it hits the water, it hits
surface.
the air, you hear this piercing coming out from the ear. Everyone hears it immediately as it surfaces, and this loud, horrific screech, almost like a goat bleeding at the same time. It's horrific.
Bam!
Boom!
Is that your
Go ahead.
fault?
Now this is my fault.
As like this stuff is like slowly dripping on your forearm. Dripping on your fingers. Huh?
Natural 2 again.
Natural 2. You throw that bolt and it just barely misses Niles' snout. And he kind of looks at you, side eyes as this bolt of fire hits the water and just as it impacts. It's gonna go now. It's gonna try to break Niles' grapple again. Oh, I hate to see that. Contested athletics.
Believe in you, Niles.
13. I got a 13.
Oof.
2! Holy shit!
It's the twos today.
See, you were the crit fail guy. You're the 2 man.
You are the
You are number 2.
From where we are, do we see this battle of the...
You guys heard that horrific screech as you guys turn. You can see this translucent, almost orange bubble of flesh, and you can see this
No, I
this
still have
thing
to- still got it.
currently battling Niles.
It's a non
You can see 2 large fins kind of out,
How far
and
away?
a couple smaller ones.
So
You guys have made it about now, a mile out, so you're
Oh, so
currently
we're
a mile.
about a mile.
Yeah.
So he broke through the grapple.
Yeah, so you broke free as he is now
Yeah.
trying to turn
Not too
and swim
far.
back down. But that's the end of his turn.
Tossing javelin.
Oh no, he can still move.
Aries.
So he's gonna swim down, but you guys.
Opportunity attack.
Oh, well, you can still grapple by him. He's just breaking your grapple.
You're breaking your grapple going to his grapple.
Yeah. He's just gonna move with you,
Okay.
straight down. This will be another contested athletics.
I break out of his grapple.
That's good. And that's strength, so that's 18.
18, nice. Yeah, so you resist and he starts pushing you down. Niles breaks free, ripping the barbs out of him. Oh, that's not bad. Only taking 1 point of slashing damage as the barbs rip out of his
This
scales.
thing's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it is. It's 30 pounds of meat.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ish.
As Niles rips out and it swims down, it stops and turns back.
Wait, it came out of.
You broke out of its grapple.
Okay, okay.
What's your
Yeah,
strength?
you can still make a reaction.
15.
Okay, then yeah, reaction attack.
Mhm.
It's like, no, get back here.
I rolled that.
10 plus 5, 15.
15. Just hits. Yeah.
Yes.
He comes in and bites in again. Cutting, taking a bite out of the tail.
That's only going to be 6.
6 points of damage. Okay.
Yep, and grappled.
Yeah, grabs onto the tail as it was trying to swim right at the base, right before those large barbs at the spines of the tail. As he latches on, it stops and it's trying its best to move, but it can't.
Okay.
And it gets turned now. It's turn. Niles'
Yeah.
turn.
Niles is going to move closer to shore now
Okay.
and
Grapple fight.
bite it more. And if that doesn't work, Firebolt. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
All right. But yeah, so he
So,
is moving
move
towards
to
the
the
shore.
shore.
So
How
you
far
move
out
15
is he?
feet. You guys are 10 feet away from the shore now.
Oh, okay.
So after you move, so after you move that 15 feet, and he can almost start touching the actual sand.
Okay, I'm actually going to walk towards them.
Yeah. So you start wading into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to
Have your hand. Hold your action until you see breach.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
And so Niles bites, first and foremost.
Oh, he bites again.
Yeah, because
He's already grappled with him.
Yeah.
he will still release
Okay.
his jaw.
Yeah. Go for it.
So, I mean,
Yeah. Roll the hit.
moving first, then rebiting.
Battle of the Gator and the
That
Fish.
is 24 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the YouTube title now.
The gator and the fish.
That's only 3 damage.
3. Yeah.
But
So he takes another huge bite into the tail, and you can see more blood pouring out.
and grapple again.
Yep. All right.
You're not dying on me
And
right
I
now.
will fireball. Actually,
Or whatever it is.
could I get far enough in towards the water to hit it with the scimitar? Then maybe right.
Yeah. No, you can definitely get to it with the scimitar attack.
And I'm gonna go just do that instead of
You're gonna
fireball.
have disadvantage on attack because it's a slashing weapon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure only piercing weapons.
Like Pierce Whip is the only one that don't.
But I thought it wasn't underwater. I thought it breached.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not breached?
Yeah, no, it's still 10 feet in the water.
Okay.
So Niles isn't even touching the
Okay.
sand yet, like I was saying.
Never mind. Then yeah,
Like
fireball.
a lightning attack.
Fireball. We're just gonna boil
Into
the
the
water.
water.
Yeah.
We did this during the
You can try, you'll have disadvantage for sure.
Lightning.
Get some disadvantage out of the way.
Yeah,
and
I thought you were
scimitar,
I thought you were holding your action until it breached.
Yeah, I thought it did breach.
No,
at
it's not yet.
15. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Then I'll hold off on that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it got you. The 15 feet got you to the 10 feet away from
Okay.
being on the shore,
so he's grappled.
Yeah.
And
and holding your action
Yep.
until. Okay, its turn. It's gonna try to break. Wow, that's a crit fail. As it tries to get out, roll some damage for Niles.
As a bite?
As his teeth are just raking the actual tail. Yeah, as a bite.
And it's only another 3 damage.
It takes another few damage as it's trying its best and doesn't make any more leeway. That's the end of its turn.
Well, Niles is gonna move it in a
Okay.
little bit more.
Yeah,
towards
so
shore.
now you guys, he has it halfway onto the, it's halfway beached now,
Yeah.
and it is fighting viciously. And you can see this thing is a mass of muscle as it's trying its best. All of the little tiny fins are kind of grappling onto the side of the sand and trying to pull itself. And the two large ones, you can see they have almost claws on the on the fins, and it's trying its best to actually move itself onto into the water. It's fighting with Niles, and Niles is just pulling it backwards. Now you can use your held action. Roll a hit.
Let's see what the boys are.
10 plus 5, 15.
15 just hits. Yeah. Throw that firebolt in, and it flies in.
D10. Oh, good.
You need a D10. Prince
I can
blesses
back it
you.
6 plus 5, 11.
11. Yeah. Hits the side of this thing, and it hits one of the eyes, completely melting it, and boiling it out of the socket. You can see like this large
No,
pop of
a
fluid
For a future.
as it impacts the side of its face, and one of the eyes is completely ruined. It still has 3 more though. As it's fighting and struggling, now it's your turn.
Cool.
It is now.
Oh, wait, no, Niles still has an attack if he wants to try again.
Yeah. Niles is actually going to continue moving him. So
Okay.
another 10
Yeah.
feet. So now
So
they're
now
actually
it's-
completely out of the
It's
water.
completely out of the water, and it's still fighting its best, trying to get out.
Yep.
Everyone punch it.
No. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Roll the hit.
Oh, that's only 9. That's not it.
Yeah. Fires and hits the sand. You can see a little bit of almost glass form where it impacts.
Can it slip on that? Slip on that.
It's about like a 3-inch little sphere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it impacts. You see it almost. It doesn't quite form glass, but it solidifies
Just
where
get
it
Niles and
impacts.
drag it onto the beach.
Yeah, it's
No,
gonna
it's
start
100%
dying.
beach
Yeah,
right
It's beach right now.
Yeah, and it's still grappled.
Yeah.
It's grappling,
yeah.
trying to walk his
All right,
way as close to a
its
fence.
turn now. It's gonna try to break the grapple. Crit failed again. That's amazing. Roll some more damage for Niles.
Oh
The one curse has passed.
Yeah.
no. Oh, there we go.
14.
14. Describe Niles' kill.
Niles is gonna start doing that.
Yeah, do the
actually
death roll.
like
Death roll,
tossing
death
it
roll.
around.
Yeah. Well, not quite that.
Well,
but yeah.
moving it, and it's
Yeah.
actually gonna turn it away from the water and just start
Awesome.
death rolling until it
Yeah.
just tears off.
Yeah, so he starts digging into the tail as it's trying its best to move away, and it just takes a huge scrape out of the bone, and it pulls most of the tail apart. As it was just trying to move away, it almost gores itself as Niles relatches back on, flips over and starts throwing it and rolling around, leaving a mass. Oh, thanks. A mass of blood all over the beach, and you have this massive 30-pound fish that is just slain on the.
I'm gonna say that we just ripped off 5 pounds and I was eating
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
tails and shit fell off.
Okay, I'm over encumbered if I should try to bring this, but
I'm just like still like got like my rope with like a bunch of the crabs. Like,
Yeah.
I just tried to bring my belt.
ish.
Well, I mean, probably not all of them, but
Alright.
Good job, now. Finish off that
Five.
piece.
And he just
Yeah.
eating the large chunk of tail.
can I go help with that?
Oh, we're going
We're
where?
out the way at the kelp forest right now.
Yeah, it's.
But there's a tabaxi.
There's a tabaxi
still
there's like.
there though.
I think they have it, but we should definitely help move it.
Alright, Niles, you ready for another go?
Sending him back out. Kind of looks at you and you hear that,
Well, finish eating first.
and he goes back.
Okay.
You guys are now directly on the strip of beach that is abutted with a lot of this kelp, and it's about 20 feet in before you can start seeing it, and it is very short as you get close to it, and it gets just deeper and deeper, and you can actually just see the tops of all of this kelp and seaweed and a mixture of other large plants that are touching at the surface, and some of them are almost sticking out of the actual surface of the water.
And along those range, 20 to 300.
I believe so. Hey, look! I'm only a page away or so.
I forgot to write that.
Yeah, that's kind of
I think it's 150 to 300.
Yeah. Because I just want to make
Short
sure, because then if you
short
go
bow is
out,
what,
I want to know
20?
my range. So.
Longbow?
Yeah, longbow.
That's 150 to 600.
Cool. Oh, okay. Okay. Do this way, am I right, lizard man?
I'm already before they can walk you into it. What?
Just like, oh yeah, what's your name again?
JK Lando, how do you do?
I
Wait, not this hand?
just like stick. Oh god.
Just a mass of twigs, leaves, and sand.
Okay. I'm Torith.
Nice
I'll
to meet
shoot something if we get hindered.
you. Don't shoot me, please.
I'll try not to.
You dive in, and
Like, maybe we should wait till it look. Okay.
you dive into the water, and you can see the water is fairly clear everywhere around here, but it
Okay.
seems especially clear here. You can actually see all of the individual plants and kelp strands that are reaching up towards the surface. As you're looking in, it just becomes so thick you can't see 30 feet in front of you.
Damn.
You have 30 feet of visibility before it's completely blocked out by kelp.
I'm gonna perception check, see if I can see anything moving in the kelp.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start picking up a couple strands.
As you swim in closer towards it, it actually is about 10 feet away from the beach before you can see the really small ones. And you can see as it goes deeper, like they get 100-foot long.
God damn.
Yeah, as it's just reaching all the way down. Yeah,
7.
7. You're looking
That's
around.
pretty kelp.
You see a lot of movement, but you notice it's the waves moving the actual kelp.
I don't see anything. Be careful.
What?
So are you getting the stuff right up close?
Just
You're going for
moving
some
up
of the
the
bigger
small
stuff.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a d8 for me.
Can I ready my action? Just
Yeah.
in case?
Yeah. For anything that comes in hostile towards your friend, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
just kind of
Yeah, no
2.
2. You get 2 pounds of small this kelp, and you can see that it has small little nodules, almost of like a fluid, kind of growing on some of them,
Alright.
and it's almost a violet, purplish blue.
Silent arcane. There's a little bump on the facial.
I know.
Okay.
They're benign. I've already checked them out.
I'll check and I'll make up one more pass on another Stratocaster and try with my
Okay.
hand through that one.
Yeah. So you're going again?
I'm gonna go again, but do another one with the other hand just to see if something happens if I touch it with that hand.
Okay. As you're just waving the hand through the kelp,
Yeah,
it's
kind of
kinda
grab me and I'll try to
It's pretty much used all of its surface area of this
see.
globule of.
Just try to see
but-
if mucus does it or something.
Yeah. As you're running it through the seaweed, yeah, you can see the seaweed as soon as it touches some of the black stuff, it is also turning black, and it's becoming very rigid. And it's slow, but as soon as it touches, you can see anywhere you've hit, it's becoming
Maybe.
pretty brittle, and it's kind of breaking in those locations.
I'll grab that one as a
And
test.
as you pull it out of the water, you can see it kind of crumbles like chalk almost. It's very flaky.
Well, we'll figure this out sooner or later. But yeah, I'll come back to the surface without having much help.
Okay. So yeah, roll another d8 for me, and actually roll it twice. Take the higher of the two.
7.
7. So you get 7 pounds this time
Yeah.
of mixture of kelp and seaweed.
Oh, cool.
And roll a d4 for me.
1.
1 pound of brittle kelp.
Alright.
It's like Dragon Class, but cheaper.
All right. You and the tabaxi have moved in and start help towing this massive fish. The tabaxi is looking around. I think I can make some kind of sled thing.
She's making her noises.
Someone take
Okay. Where's the leash?
Right there.
it. As he looks around you for driftwood and various other things.
Sure, now it's before that long.
Um,
you?
well, I'm making it so he doesn't have to do as much work. And maybe we can add more things to the load.
So far.
It's the one with the purple.
Let's see that. 50 pounds? 50 pounds so far, these.
Yeah.
This what I've got. What about you guys?
And you see the tabaxi hold up one crab, and it's fucking his.
I'm holding like a few of the ones that we rounded up. Mine, the one that I got as well.
I got a handful of stuff.
Thank you, Legend.
About 10 pounds of kelp. That horrible, icky stabber. The spiky stabby. 10 oysters and a clam.
The rest of you are all peasants. You can join my court, though.
You got a torch on you?
I do.
Take one of mine real quick. Light it.
That's what.
This torch real quick. I have an experiment to run it.
And you. Oh God. Okay. You put your hand
For
over.
like a minute. For like a couple, like 10 seconds at first.
Just 1 second's all it needed. As soon as the first little flame licks the dried stick and twig that is stuck to it, it catches, and then it hits the actual black acreish kind of stuff. Everything within 20 feet of you
Oh God.
instantly feels a large concussion as this stuff explodes.
I'll just automatically fail the dex save. Fuck it.
No, you didn't have a chance.
No, fair enough.
You already think exploded.
Why?
You get a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, thank God. Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
A hand's worth would say about half pound,
Quarter? Am I doing a dexterity? Because I'm
quarter
looking-
pound. Yeah.
18?
So you'll take a quarter of the
Help me
dice you
carry the slide the big thing. Or?
It's on the beach right now. It was a milestone.
Okay.
Oh god.
So I'm not close to that. Okay.
So you take 11 points of fire damage.
18.
You jump down and back the fuck away as this concussive wave explodes outwards. As your hand is just charred, it is in pain. Your hand is pretty fucked up right now.
Yeah. Ow. Salt water. Fuck it.
You put it in and it stings, but it's soothing. It's soothing. And as you put your hand in there,
It was.
you can see it is completely devoid of any of this
Black.
licorice, this black tarry substance.
Okay.
Can we stop making explosions?
Well,
And you all notice the color of
Please.
this. The color of the explosion was a green hue.
ow. So we discovered the urchins are explosive.
Could be useful for hunting.
They're very sticky. They're basically tar, and they're explosives. Great. The food explodes. Awesome.
That is going to be so fun for hunting.
I have never seen a creature like this before.
You see, they find like a non-stick sling, and you throw it, and boom!
Yeah, and yet your hand is pretty fucked up currently.
I cannot help you.
Thanks.
We do not have a lot of
I
healing
can kill the
potions.
nerves.
We do not have a lot of healing
I like my
potions
hand.
back at base. We need to be more careful.
Yeah.
We have. Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
I'll go visit Long John. I'll go visit Jolly Roger.
We have 40 healing potions, and that is it for the entirety of our camp.
I'll take a thing of
Well,
seaweed.
considering that we have just gotten food for everyone who still remains,
Well, that is good,
I
but we
don't
do
feel
not.
bad about taking one.
We do not know how long we will be here.
We'll see who's on the
They
desk.
must hopefully have an outfit list, but they very likely don't have experience with the materials we have here.
No, so it's alright. As I'm wrapping my hand with one of the seaweed I got.
And as you're wrapping it, it's making a makeshift bandage.
Yeah.
Let's go get you some good drunk triage. Oh, that's right, we don't have cold beer.
Yeah. Warm beer, cold beer, don't care. Beer's beer.
Okay. The whole piece of
I'll just go back and eat something.
Do we want to do one more pass?
I'm kind of good.
I feel like we have made a sufficient dent into the food problem that we have.
Everyone want to bring
We
back
do
the-
have a lot of grain, which is helpful for making our food last longer. We have to find a good, sufficient place to make it a dry location.
Who wants to carry the urchin? On the stick.
I vote not me. That
That's
is
your
very
fault. That's you.
Ah, fuck that.
well. We will have to make another raft, so it
Here
will
we
not
go.
be.
I have an idea for
Touching
you,
anything.
pyromaniac. I'm gonna swing the rope a little bit.
Why?
Light it.
Pull.
See if it burns.
Oh no, it explodes.
Oh, it explodes. Hey, why don't you go collect 5
Okay.
more?
Over the ocean, though.
Yeah, over the ocean. Over the ocean.
Okay. Athletics check as you go and throw it.
Jesus, how'd you learn that?
The Olympic event.
Because I burned it with a torch and almost killed
Or in
him.
the black sticky thing.
And roll the hit.
Natural 20.
15.
Damn.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
All right. So you throw it, and it goes about 60 feet up and out, and it's directly
Yeah.
over.
I have
You
the
can
other
see
side.
like a little flock of seagulls avoid it, and as you fucking the Night King from Game of Thrones throwing the fucking javelin, just or a fail situation, just and it hits directly in the center, explodes.
I gotta bring a fail.
You guys are not in range, luckily. As you can see, the seagulls immediately explode out. You see a
We'll
rain
get more later,
of
but I almost blew up my
green
hand.
flaming feathers go outward, and you can see a pincushion explosive shrapnel of all of the different spines shooting in every direction.
We now have
As-
sticky bombs.
As it's thrown out, you can see a little bit of this tarry substance on the end and going through each of the spine, and it's almost like a little explosive projecting the spine even faster and further. As you can see it go out, the water is just hailed by these thorns, and you can see an eagle pretty far up in the sky just getting impaled by one of the spines and just starts falling. It's well
yeah,
over
it's-
the
yeah.
ocean.
I just raise my hand and go,
Big fail.
I need to wait for more food.
We're going
Oh
back.
my
We got
god, that's amazing. When we finally,
fail.
big fail.
as soon as we get some fucking emotes, I want a fail covered in arrows on the ground.
Literally,
For
like,
any time anyone
three
rolls a one.
We're gonna need a stream session just to cover all the inside jokes for that.
Dude, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can see a couple
Q&A.
fish start floating up impaled with a bunch of these spines.
6 feet out, how far out?
50 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet out. And it's a mass of about... 10 different fish, and they're each about a pound each.
Alright. Let's go gather those real quick.
As you guys kind of go, and you can feel, you can see the spines themselves are not coated in this viscous liquid, and the back of them look like they're kind of exploded and bursted outward, kind of like a banana peeled out a little bit from the explosion going inward, and the tip of them is completely blackened still, and does not seem to be any worse for the wear.
God damn, these are also really good.
As you kind of pick it up by one of the spines, it's just almost as hard as iron. You bite it?
No, I'm just joking.
I just look at them and like collect a couple of those.
We will later with my
Well,
hand.
you guys have
Phone can
10 of them now.
We got ten right now, so we'll get
How much do they weigh?
Each one of the fish is a pound.
Okay.
There's a fish.
Yeah.
So 10 pounds. So
to make both can
spine fish.
We will later.
They're perfect.
We got 10 right now, so we can make one right.
It's a
So-
backseat.
Big.
Finishes making the two little skiffs to help drag everything back to camp. And they're not in the best. They look pretty rickety. They don't look like he really knew what he was doing. He just kind of lashed some shit together to try
Can I
to
do
make
a
it.
survival attempt to help improve?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, your hand is killing. 12. Yeah, you managed to patch up where he was fucking up, and it looks a lot more steady and stable now.
Okay, good. Jolly Roger!
You guys start loading up all of your finds and everything like
I
that.
walk over and start poking the lizard.
It's in seaweed, so fuck off.
What's everyone's passive perception?
14.
14.
What is passive again?
Wisdom,
It's-
if you have perception.
I think it's 10 plus your wisdom.
Wisdom
Your
or
perception
have
bonus?
perception.
Yeah,
So 13?
13. 15, who had 15? You're the only one who notices as you're walking, you can see a little glimmer of something metallic in the sand.
Hold on, guys. No.
As you're coming in, you can see it wasn't metallic, it was actually glass. As you kind of pull the sand away from it, it's a little bottle of some kind of, that would be ale, that has a little piece of paper scrolled up on the inside of it.
I remember stories of these.
There's
gonna be buried treasure.
Wow. You pull the cork off, and you can see a little piece of paper.
Oh, good.
What's the language?
What do you got?
It looks like maybe dwarven script. It's kind of useless. It's okay.
I read Dwarvish.
It's
I also read Dwarvish.
I
We
mean,
have two dwarves at the camp.
sorry, giant. My bad.
Deception.
Yeah.
100% deception.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
Insight against it?
Yeah, insight.
Okay.
Insight to
Insight?
read through that bullshit.
15.
15.
Tied.
Unholy 20.
19.
God damn.
Unholy
What'd you get?
20.
I tied with him.
Everyone immediately is like, okay, cut the shit.
It's a pretty picture.
How pretty. I love pretty pictures.
It looks like it was drawn by a.
Let us see.
I don't want it.
Present it!
There, you see?
No.
That,
And you guys are seeing sunlight passing through,
that
and you
looks
can
like a
clearly
map.
see.
There's a map.
You can clearly see what looks to be a map, kind of scrawled, and it looks like someone took time to actually dye and actually use some color on the actual parchment that was here. And this is parchment that you can find anywhere. This doesn't seem to be specialty or anything in
I have a good
particular.
map, man.
I thank the god of the hunt for a beautiful map real quick.
It's mine.
Yeah. As you thank the god.
You'll find more on sand.
You what? Your
I found you more
Human.
pyrotechnics.
Hunter. Yeah, I'm a
Outlander.
I'm a ranger.
Never mind. But yeah,
You'll
you
bring it
pray
up to
out
the
to
captain,
that
yeah?
god, and yeah.
Because I don't want this.
But yeah,
There is
as
no
you
brothel on here.
Hey,
There is
hey.
no nothing. Hey, no, we bring it to captain.
I remember I'm captain now. I am the captain now.
I do not think that applies here.
I remember.
No one voted for this.
Hey, I remember maps good. That's all I'm implying.
That's good.
His
You
name
be
is Rob.
navigator,
Why
not
don't we
captain.
go get
Okay,
breakfast
Captain
done?
Navigator.
Same as well.
The captain of the navigators. I will
Yeah.
allow this.
Yes, yes. I'm the captain of the
We
Navigators.
will
Give it
go
to
bring
me.
it to our actual captain
just-
after we eat
The
breakfast.
captain
let
supersedes the
me
captain
see
of the
it.
navigators.
This is mine.
Yes, but I
Executive
love it.
tertiary navigator.
That
There
one.
we go.
That is the term you will be addressed with. All right. Well, let's get going. We have
Yes.
a lot to bring back. We don't
Oh,
want
no.
our fish and food to spoil. And now we know those sea urchins. We need to look out for those.
They make
Go
good.
find
we might use
more.
them. They'll make good traps.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Mm, yes.
We might be able to coat them like stakes and stuff.
I was
Or
thinking
arrows.
If you just take them
Arrows,
and stick them
definitely.
around like an area.
Or if we can eventually make some kind of pot or some kind of container, we can throw them and hopefully coat a substance or area. But so far we haven't seen anything too aggressive besides our new friends as he pets his griffin.
I think we should look at those things they brought for us to eat, though.
Yes, those looked pretty big and vicious.
Yes, I agree.
What should we skip back?
Let's go eat some.
As you guys are moving at a slow pace, you can move 2 miles an hour carrying this large load. It takes you about
30 minutes.
an hour to get back to camp from where you guys are currently on the beach. As you guys are heading back, you start heading back into the hills. You guys get to the camp, and you can see everyone has kind of torn down their little lean-tos and put the wood to the side. You can see the nails have been carefully removed and put back into the small chest of nails that you guys have. They seem to be ready to move in any direction they need to. And you notice that the other travelers that you had seen earlier are not at the camp. Everyone else is currently there. You can see your chef dwarf friend is currently looking, and he's butchering some kind of creature. You can't quite see what it is, but you do see there's a bloody mess of something on the ground that he's currently butchering.
Aye, sir.
Aye.
We brought you a massive heap of fixins.
He turns. Ooh, is it my birthday? What the fuck is that? As he's pointing at the massive 30-pound
And
fish.
we just look at dinner.
Dinner.
Let's hope we can actually eat it. Might be poisonous. Never know.
That's
That
not the
doesn't
worst
seem to
thing
have
ever.
much of an issue so far.
And yeah, Niall seems pretty fine. Yeah.
That's sweet. Oh, good.
It's gonna be fine. It's not the worst thing in this island.
And as you're stretching your
Seared
scales that
hand.
are seared and pretty cracked, you can see.
Jolly Roger, where are you?
You can see.
I need an apothecary.
Are you shitting me? And he kind of runs back over towards you. Does a medicine check.
I found explosive sea urchins, Captain.
You found what?
Explosive sea urchins.
That is very nice to hear. So these explosive sea urchins, you say? How many did you find?
There's probably more, and I found one, but I sit down and see the hand.
You can see the
It was very fun.
the dwarf,
If you heard that explosion over there, that was us.
the sailor who is very very fat, who's in charge of taking care of everybody, runs up and he start taking your kelp patch off and grabs actual fresh bandages and does medicine check. Yeah, he notices that your hand was nearly completely blown off,
Yeah.
and as he's looking around trying to fix the damage, he's like, "Hey, Captain, this one's gonna require a potion. Otherwise, he ain't keeping this hand.
Oh, goody.
That is very unfortunate. I was hoping to save those for rainy days and things that were important.
I'll get you more sea urchins later.
Why don't we make a small trade?
We are all together here.
We are
There's
all
no
together.
need for trade.
There's no need for trade.
Fine, as a
Everything-
reward
We are
for
all
what
in
we
a
have
group
found.
here. We are all in a group here.
He
There
lost
is
his hand, but we did recover this.
enough. Is it to these islands we are on?
Looks so.
It's gonna be okay.
I will bite
That
you.
would be very helpful if this is
I'll bite you too.
That looks hurtful.
to our
I need
current
it.
education.
Don't make me do it.
We need to verify
I'm just
this
bringing up my phone.
if we can. So we're going to need people to go around the perimeter of where we landed and try to figure out
I believe we could probably do that later after we have a good breakfast.
It's actually afternoon.
Okay, well lunch then. I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
hungry now.
Yeah. You guys are hungry. Yeah.
I volunteer after food.
Well, if you guys are all volunteering,
As long as I am the judiciary captain of maps.
something
Do
I
not
am
allow
noticing
this.
on this, whoever made this map does not seem to have gone very far into the larger forest that we have, if this is our island. I do see the smaller forest and I do see these hills. I do believe this is our island. And I see a lot of little green squiggles. I don't know what those are, but they are a lot in the water.
Maybe like
There are
platforms?
little dots in the water as well that seem to be in the water. Oh, that's a little ship. There's a little ship on top of some of the dots.
So shipwrecks, eh?
Oh,
Well,
very
and
good.
good news.
There's also a red swirl in the middle of the water.
That's probably less good
Bad.
news.
Bad.
But good news is,
There's
Bad.
also on here I see a small little. That's a city. There is a city on this one.
That's more the other.
well,
No, this one.
good
The other
news
one
is he lived long enough to make a map.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also in color.
And
So
seems to have moved
they
between
have
the
time to
islands.
color it.
It seems to have
He's
moved
traveled
between
well
the
for
islands
himself.
at some point.
They do not have much of the other island map though. It seems like they have a tree line, a lot of grasslands, and a ridge of mountains. But that is all I'm seeing here. These trees are different from the trees on this map though. This one has. Okay, so.
Forest. The other one should be a jungle.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. So the person who made this map put one tree on the jungle. Oh, there's 3 trees on this one.
Oh.
So this jungle is different thicknesses in wood. I see 2 ships. There's another ship. What is that over there? There is also a cave on the water in these little green squiggles. I don't know where that goes or what that's for. And that is ominous and spooky. There is another city that has a bunch of light green people with no legs kind of dancing around it. That's probably not good.
Probably.
Guys, don't follow.
That's all I'm seeing on this.
Speak of ghosts.
Probably ghosts.
Lots of ghosts.
That would not be ideal. The red swirl seems to have a different blue surrounding it
Just take
in
some
the water
salt.
as well.
How does that help?
I do not know if this is significant.
I
I
mean,
take 3 7 damage.
didn't we land in the middle?
It is in between them. That could be what it is.
Shallowness.
It is the red
So-
swirl. Don't go by the red swirl. Red swirls are bad.
I
mean,
don't
that
know.
is kind of how we got here, now, isn't it?
It could be from which we came.
Bad red swirl.
I'm going to have to take a look at this and figure out where we are in location.
Can I volunteer to help?
I'm also a good map man.
Okay.
Outlander.
I'll let one of you roll with advantage. Try to
I think you get the higher wisdom.
orient yourselves on if this is your island and also if
Yeah, you get 15.
which
I think we have the same bonus.
I mean, I have 17, so.
Yeah, he has a higher.
Good.
You got 4 to 3. With the added 7 to 6.
You guys are idiots.
So you're taking a look and you don't even get the information he gleaned from that map.
I'm tired from the crabs. Sorry.
This is.
You have crabs? So sorry. That
Yeah, I
sucks.
pull them off my belt.
Oh, not what I meant. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, which skill?
What are you doing? Oh, yeah. So
Correcting these 2 fucking idiots.
yeah.
Hey, roll.
So it'll be survival check.
Survival check. That is going to be 21.
21. You figure you guys have landed here after looking around, seeing what you knew from the beach, looking at the tree lines and the different the island across the sea from you. You notice you guys.
You're in my corner. You will have uses. Like finding explosives.
I'll grab more urchins in the morning. Mine is useless right now.
I like shiny stuff.
There's a
there's shiny shit everywhere else. Point out something shiny.
You guys landed on the
Your
X
eyes.
here.
You're not shiny after you burned.
Your eyes,
Oh,
not
go
my
ahead.
eyes.
They're lost easy.
Well, I mean, he said he wants something shiny.
I could have came right back to you.
I just nail you in the forehead with it. Catch you, I think.
Oh.
You guys
Shiny.
landed on the hex in the water. You guys are beached on the hex in the water. And your guys' camp is currently the X with the in the hills. Oh, for all of you watching, we actually have
A map.
a nice,
There we go.
really hard to see on the stream map.
All the wrinkles and
We're on that one.
I think that one, yeah.
This is where you guys are. There's your guys' camp.
Is that water?
There is your. Whoop. There's where you guys' ship landed. Alright, there you go.
Well, Captain, you follow up with this. I don't.
No, you were. I'm showing you.
Okay.
What you saw.
So yeah, that's what you glean and figure out.
Okay.
Captain's like, I believe you are the most experienced when it comes to these maps. Seeing how you figured out where we are
I
compared
go
to
on
the other
diplomatic
rest of us.
missions a lot. so
Anyway,
this is no
I'm
terrain.
just saying, I think you should be in charge of the map because you seem to know something.
Huh.
Yeah.
Told you.
And let's see about that hand as he
Take
goes
your
and
crocodile
grabs.
while you sleep.
And you see he has the key for the chest.
Breaks, yeah.
He opens up the chest and grabs and gives you. There you go. Don't waste it.
Okay. Well,
Glug, glug, glug.
well, while I continue to glean information with Captain, one of you should go help with Coke. Yes.
So 4, 6.
6 plus
8. I'm good.
Alright. Hey,
Huh,
back.
listen,
2. Yes.
your king speaks. The
I don't-
prince.
You're
one of
not
you-
the king on this island, sir.
Help to cook.
I'm good.
I'm going to help.
Just 2 points from.
I'll help the cook.
You can, as soon as you drink it, you feel the magical energy pour into your hand and start repairing the damage that was done to your hand.
I will
Thank
come
you.
over and non-weekly
And it's
slap the
still
sandals.
slightly
Stings
charred.
a little bit, but
It's not in the best shape, but it's still.
But the hair is not gonna
It's
fall
functional.
off.
Yeah, you had a shriveled claw for a little while.
Yeah.
Before I go help the cook, I slap his hand. I'm like, is it feeling better?
Ouch.
And you're just like, ah, stings a little bit.
How many urchins do I owe you, Captain?
Urchins, let's see here. We'll try for 2, huh?
You got it.
Well, we don't know all the properties of
Just
them.
don't make them bleed.
We know that they explode, so we don't want to have a lot of them near us in case something
Just don't make
happens.
them bleed is the main thing, and their blood acts like tar. And that's what seems to
Why
explode.
did it explode?
That's very
Also,
interesting.
as I pull out,
As a last-ditch effort, we might be able to
As
use
I
it
also
to
pull out.
repair the ship. That's something we
it
can
could
try
be
doing.
good. It's hydrophobic.
It's very.
That is very useful.
I would figure out whether these nearby cities are hostile or not first.
I
The
recommend
last
it.
thing I want is being exploding target on the wall.
So that's why
Exactly.
we got explosives and even.
As you're looking at the map, you do see that the island, the town seems to be against the tree line, very away from the shore.
I recommend a method for traps.
Well, we can
With
definitely
the
do
tar?
that
Yes,
tomorrow.
that would be very helpful.
I'm willing to help the chef butcher the
Yeah, and you go over. Okay, survival check to help butcher that. And yeah,
We need fresh water.
we do need fresh water.
We can
Any
outskirt
7.
town.
You're just destroying it. You lose
Could have
about
another dice.
in the 1 pound fish. You would expect to get half a pound of meat off of that, and you get just like a quarter of a pound.
Could I go like I do?
If you butchered it and you've actually cut into the intestines and you've got bile and shit mixed in with all the meat now,
Can I,
and
like,
it's just ruined it. And he's just like, well, that is something for your pet now.
Can I say? I'm just.
Can I have
Can I
this
take a
paper?
second?
I'm gonna inventory what we're all giving the cook, so that way
Yeah.
he knows how much meat we have.
I don't have my paper with me.
No, thanks for reminding me.
Oh, that could be helpful. Yeah,
I totally spaced I had for a second.
6 pounds of crab.
It was 10 pounds, now about 9.
Wait,
Yeah,
9 pounds of
fish.
crab.
No, 6 pounds of crab. 6 pounds of fish.
Well,
Chad, your crab too?
yeah.
Oh, so 7 pounds.
7
You had
pounds.
one. I think you had a couple.
Yeah.
I was carrying a few extra because like
You had like 3?
kind of portioned them out.
3 and a
I only
half,
caught
technically.
one. So
Okay. So
One
one.
tabaxi got how many?
He got 1 as well.
Okay, so we have 8 pounds crab left total.
Oh, you have 8 crabs. Each is a pound and a half.
Oh, 8. Okay, so that's.
Oh no, there were 2 pounds. Sorry. Each
Oh,
one's 2
so
pounds.
16 pounds crab.
Yeah.
15 pounds
I'm gonna
crab.
take a step back and be like, okay, let me recenter
10
myself.
pounds.
Do you want me
Yeah, try
to space out like the different types of fish, like the 7 ounce caught earlier and then the?
Yeah. Well, just on their weight. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, so 10
That-
pounds from me
that's better.
from when the thing exploded.
So yeah, 10 1-pound fish.
10 pound one.
Fish.
Fish.
14.
14. Yeah. So this time you go in and you actually you scale them properly. You debone them properly. You get
How
the
many
actual
pounds?
half pound for each one.
Now 9 pounds after you butchered one.
Should I roll for the crabs?
Oh, you start going into the crabs. Yeah.
I guess
9 pounds of kelp / seaweed.
9 pounds kelps.
that dice is cursed.
And
10 oysters, which I think were a quarter
Nine.
pound or half pound.
9. Okay. This time again, you're trying and you also just ruin that first crab that you work on. Getting the intestines and bile and everything.
Yeah,
Mixing
10
it
pounds
in,
of spine
completely
fish.
ruin
No,
that crab.
Son
1
of a
pound
bitch.
fish.
He's like,
That was 1 pound fish that got.
you
got
know,
the spot.
you're doing good,
Oh,
and then you fuck up. And then you do good again,
2.5.
and then you fuck up.
I will take those.
I'm having a
needles.
bad day.
It's alright, it's alright.
That lizard.
I'll take
I am
those-
also having a bad day.
I'll take those needles
I'm
and
missing
also
big pickles.
10 pounds of
I
oysters.
know, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
10 pounds
And
of
the
oysters and a thing of clams.
Oh, that's handy. Now I know what I'm working with.
Also,
I did have to adjust for what he's already fucked up.
This dice is retired for the night.
Alright, so you go, there's crab, you go fish.
I will
Oh, and you separated the fish out for me. That's very handy. Alright. Well, you're fired first.
Just let you know, I got 18 on that last, or well, plus 4. So 21 on that last
21.
one.
So this next crab, as he's saying you're fired, you crack one of the claws, pull all the meat out, instantly put it in a little. Actually, what are you cleaning it? Cleaning all the meat onto? Are you putting it in just like a bag you have? What are you doing? Where are you putting? Because right now there's just barrels out, and he has a little swath of the canvas on the ground where he's butchering everything.
Okay, I guess.
But that's where he is. So you
okay.
were just
Could I take
on your
out
leg or something.
my explorer's pack and just roll on my bedrolls?
Okay, yeah. So you're dissecting everything and on your bedroll, and you're just pulling all the meat, and you get every pound, every ounce of meat from that crab. You actually have 1.5 pounds from that crab.
I just
As you
get it
pull
in
it all
my-
out, and he's like, "I don't get you at all."
I don't understand that.
All right, I'm gonna let you do every other one because it seems like every other one you do good.
I just like I mean look at this thing.
Did I
right here.
recover my diplomat's pack on the ship?
Yeah, you could have grabbed
At
that.
least
Yeah.
the chest.
Yeah, all of you guys' personal belongings weren't
Okay.
completely ruined in the ship, so you guys could have retrieved
Okay,
anything that was
well-
on the ship before you guys
Mine
moved
still
up.
slightly smells like my vomit.
So,
Should I
actually,
just-
oh hey,
General roll for the rest.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this in a map case because I
Hey,
have.
hey, there you go. Look at that. So you put that in the map
Uh,
case. Now it's even more secure than it was.
I'm
So
going
general
to
roll.
set
For
aside.
the rest.
Oh.
General roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove
These dice
my
are better
set of
than
mine
mine, but I
with
can't
our
read
other
it.
linens and stuff.
16
Funnel,
plus 1.
ink,
Unholy
ink
20.
pen. I'll just set aside. Keep someone in charge of them.
Yeah. So you proceed to just continuously just do very well, and he's like, "All right, yeah," and you guys get a groove going, and you guys get to that 30-pound fish now.
I have a request for that.
As
for
he's
like,
looking, and he's just like, "I've never seen an uglier fish."
I've only let the lizard taste test it.
Didn't one already taste it?
the crocodile did. It's just like,
Crocodile, but I'm talking about the walking lizard.
Oh,
I have a plan with its spine.
alright.
As I
What's your
take,
plan?
it's a little epic that I would make in the jungle.
Are you talking about a sawtooth sword?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe if I can get, if there's enough bones, but I need a blowgun.
Alright.
Okay.
As I'm taking the needles off the other fish.
Okay, yeah, as you're pulling each of the, they're about 3-inch long of the blasted spines from these things. Yeah, they're pretty damn long.
Well, and I'll leave the chest just open for them to dispose of
15
the
minutes.
actual usable meat.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, the chef comes out, the dwarven chef comes out, and he has a broken crate that has been splintered out. You can see some of the crewmen are making a small little table out of it, and it is rough. It is really rudimentary, but it's something. Its legs are just parts of crates that have been nailed together, and it's like 4 of them making a post on each leg, and then it's got 3 support little planks going across, and then it's got 2 planks nailed together on top of each other. So it's kind of uneven, stacked on top of each other, but it's holding together barely as they put it together, and he starts putting all of the meat on there. And there's like another, there's part of the cloth kind of spread out while the meat is getting separated out as he's getting that. You guys are getting pretty hungry at this point. It's midday, and the sun's directly above you. And you're used to a yellow, orangish sun. This one's a little bit more of a blue hue, and it seems smaller as well.
I quickly looked at the captain and like, we
Well,
should
you are in
set
the court, you
some
can
of
be
the
my shade
food
boy.
ahead of time before everybody
You need
starts
shade?
eating all of it like last
Shade.
time.
No shade.
Well, if we can keep up bounties like this, we should be fairly good at not having to worry about food.
Always, but always better.
But
sorry.
The
We
issue
definitely
is
need the rest.
that with us exploring, we're not going to be able to do this daily.
That is true.
So,
We need water next.
I'm just saying we should stockpile what we can, but I think tonight everyone deserves to eat a good meal.
You need to give me all the bones of the larger creatures, and I can
as
make
far
stuff
as
out of it.
water, I'm just trying to think. There's plenty of salt water around. There is a way that we could go up towards the city and scout that out and get fresh water, possibly.
Yes,
Well,
Certainly
it's-
sign on the
It'd
map.
be easier if we could just transport salt water and purify that here. If you have
purifying it could be very useful.
a large glass,
Anyone know this purifying spells for water?
And you look around and no one seems to.
we could fire, we
Can
can
take
boil
those
it.
spells.
We need to be able to recondense it.
I'm gonna go to the captain and kind of bring up the tar, the explosive tar,
Yeah.
and show this sort of diagram as to a defensive measure. The darker lines being where the tar would be. And that's kind of like the camp, or I assume it's somewhere around the ship, I guess. But
Actually, the camp, you guys are in the hills.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, either way,
off the
then-
beach, but yeah.
either way, it's the same kind of
Same
method.
concept, just on
Same
the
concept.
hills.
I just kind of drew something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that would be very, very practical. I think that's a
Putting
Those
sticks along the root of it would signify when to set it off as well.
Oh, that is very clever. I like you. I like this idea.
Plus these
I
things.
think we should implement it, but we might hold off because we don't have an
We can
urgent.
take our time.
Exactly, but we don't know what to expect on this island.
Plus these things are actually really good as I'm flicking the needle.
As you're flicking it, and it's about a very fine spear point. This thing, as you're holding it, and you kind of flick it, and it's very solid.
This is
Trying to think how we can
Yeah.
purify the water.
Well,
Hammer thing.
I know that the tiefling, she's got some magics. Maybe she might be able to provide that.
Where is she at?
And there is also the gentleman with his carved stick. Maybe that one might be able to. He seems to be more nature-based.
Just at least that way, while we explore, you guys have that taken care of for you.
Yes, we definitely would play it well.
Okay. Where are they at? Start searching around for them.
They're actually going out and scouting as we had you guys collecting food.
Where'd they go?
They're in the small forest on our.
Didn't I say we should go there? Everybody told me no. Rude.
Well, no, they didn't.
No one said no.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
if
go
I
after
think
them before they get into trouble. I mean, I've already seen what you guys do.
As I'm doing. The real survival for
Can't find a
That's what they're
fish.
trying to build.
For what?
A blowgun and maybe a saw sword if I can make one. Saw two sword if I can make
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can roll. Stop playing with it.
one. Sword.
Oh, stop playing with it, Marl. Alright, come on.
Not bad. No, never mind. Survival. So for the blowgun, that is a big ol' 11
11.
and a 13 for the potential sword.
Okay. So with the 11, you manage to hollow out something, get a blowgun going, and you attempt this saw sword, and you don't have a good enough base when it comes to the bone.
Yeah, that's a bit.
And as you're looking around, you find the perfect bones to make the actual teeth of the blade, but you don't find anything to make
We're
the
at
actual.
hills, so make it
Yeah.
hills.
So it's
As you guys are getting food, getting some lunch in you guys are eating a very nice meal as your chef has put together a meal with a little bit of a kind of wheat paste to kind of thicken up and add some substance to it. He's actually spiced everything with some clove and some ginger to try to get some kind of flavor going, as he's actually made a little brew of tea.
salt.
Huh?
Salt.
What about it?
You can also flavor salt.
No salt barrels.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, the salt line.
You lost
We have-
all the salt.
and we had pickles.
You lost salt water.
Yeah, we also lost all our water. We lost water.
You
We
could
Yeah,
distill the
salt.
water and then take the salt out of the bottom.
Well, that's another plan, but we don't seem to have any glass over there.
And you could do it with metal if you had like a metal bucket. But all my things are kind of built into the actual ship itself. So if we can avoid tearing the ship apart, that would be ideal. But I mean, we don't know.
Survival. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to see.
Did I notice him make the glass when the firebolt was in?
You perception check. Actually,
History?
no. It'll be a perception check. You were not even near that area. Actually, you were going to the seaweed. Never mind.
Can't believe I told her I could do that. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, intelligence check. I'll let you pull that one.
My wisdom 17.
Big
My
brain.
intelligence is
Big
shit.
brain.
Fine great sand, make good glass.
Big brain.
Natural 20.
Big brain.
You take a second and you peer back and you're like, oh wait, I accidentally did this already. And you think for a second,
Yeah,
you're
well,
like, we could make glass, but you need a form. You need a way to form it. So you're thinking, and with that natural 20, you're like, if we
Clay
found some
pot.
clay,
Oh,
if you found any kind of clay, you might be able to actually make
Yes.
all of your distilling
I'm
fluid.
assuming we're at like
Captain.
a round table
Captain.
conference at this point.
Yeah,
just
well,
like-
everyone is around this table as the chef has slowly been cooking stuff, and he has one pile of cooked food, and he has another pile of uncooked food. And he's taking the uncooked stuff, and he's trying to start preserve it and put it away for tomorrow.
Captain,
Can I make a
I
different
need you to
help?
do me a favor.
All right, what can I
I
do
need you
for
to
that?
get 2 workers to go find clay
Well done,
or
Nice.
nearby
Well done.
something to
Teamwork.
help for find glass. But I can actually make that into glass and we can start condensing the water that we so desperately need.
That would be very helpful. I like you even more now. Look at
It would
this guy.
purify the water, and the salt could be used for preserving meats.
Exactly, it's dual purpose.
I rolled a 22 to help with the preserve.
Yeah.
foods.
So you guys are going through and you're getting all the meats out and everything.
That's partially metagame, but totally.
Not really. Not really. Something that happened, but it's
It's
just.
just genius strikes you.
Big brain, baby.
As you guys are
Mega
getting
Drive.
a
Galaxy
very nice lunch in, and you guys have this cinnamon and ginger. No, not cinnamon. Clove and ginger tea that has been brewed, and you guys have this fish that is pretty bland. Those of you who actually try the 30-pound fish, you do. Anyone else? You do.
I'm sticking to my crab.
You stick to the crab,
I'm usually vegetarian, but
seaweed, and kelp.
seaweed and kelp.
Okay, so you two, as you're taking bites of this, it is smoky. It is melting in your mouth almost like butter as soon as you take a bite, and you can feel almost like something refreshing, like cooling your veins as soon as you take it. If you had a point of exhaustion, it's gone. As you're eating this
Good shit.
magnificent meal.
Oh god, we need to remember this fish.
As the chef was cutting open, he punctured one of the large boil-like humps on its forehead with the orangish tint to it. As he cut open into it, a bunch of fresh water started pouring out of it.
Oh,
He
wow.
immediately is like, oh, and he grabs one of the kegs and he cuts it and starts emptying out. You guys have 32 gallons of fresh water.
Jesus.
We need more of these bastards.
Holy crap.
This
I'm
is-
amazing.
The
This
next
is
one,
probably the best fish I've ever fucking seen.
the next one
We
we're
can
not
make
killing, we're
weapons. It
catching.
has fresh water.
As you-
and it-
As you guys
How are
are
we going to
taking
do that?
away all of the,
Where here?
as he took away all of the flesh, Each of the
Very
scales.
big. Oh no, we need
Each
a
of the
pen.
scales about 3 inches across, and they are not quite as hard as steel. They're almost like a softer iron,
I bring
but they
little
could be considered armor if you
I
guys were
bring
to
one little lizard
piece
man,
it
I'm like,
together.
this
A
makes it armor.
small.
I'll try to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That will require any kind of leatherworking ability and or tools.
I do have leather
Or
working
not.
ability. I just don't have the tools.
Okay, so
But
yeah, you
sorry.
could try to craft some with your stuff. As you guys are coming to your magnificent dinner,
Sticks and
we
grass.
are going to start
Fish.
taking our 10-minute break. For all of you watching our stream right now, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for
Don't
watching.
forget, we do have our Patreon up, so you guys can help us get rid of this horrific fucking camera that we're on right now. We are going to be back in 10 minutes. We love you very much. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back in 10.
Praise Prince Habibu. This fish is amazing. We got explosive hurt.
Alrighty. Welcome back. Thank you very much for your patience and waiting. Very much. We are back. I don't know why I looked up and
Special
pointed.
shout out to T Dumpling for being
Yeah.
awesome and
We love you very
participating in
much.
chat.
But yeah, so we are going to be back right into it. You guys have just finished eating your very delicious meal and had your very soothing tea along with it. You guys are now collected, getting yourselves ready to go. You guys have fresh drinking water now from this fish you did not expect having that inside of it. As you guys are coming to, it's later in the afternoon now. Sun is starting to go towards a setting position. And at this point, you do see the other crew, the other little small team.
Tiefling and
Yeah, Dragonborn, the Tiefling,
Good.
and the
Oh, what's it? Or
the elf, similar to your. No, similar to him. Sorry. But yeah,
the half.
the half elf. As you guys are seeing them come up, you can see they're kind of scraped up and scratched and battered, and one of them has an arrow sticking out of their shoulder, and the other one has a large gash around the chest area. The tiefling is currently has the arrow in her shoulder, and you can see the dragonborn has a very large gash across his armor, and you can see a little bit of blood coming through, and he's kind of holding his chest.
son of a bitch.
As the half-elf is kind of supporting the dragonborn slightly, as much as he can with this 500-pound dragonborn. You see them coming in pretty banged up as they're coming and cresting the hill coming up to you guys.
Oh Lord, what happened to you?
We were ambushed by goblins.
Yeah, we got goblins.
Bastards.
It was some goblins we have never seen before.
Just to add to the story, my mortal the ones I hate most are goblins and orcs because they killed my village. So just,
There you go. Cool.
just instantly pissed off.
Goblins are natural enemies.
As you guys are seeing them approach, the Dragonborn is wincing and he's just, I killed them all! They all fell by my blade. And you can see both of them shaking their heads immediately.
13.
Yeah, he's
14.
lying
I
through his
don't
teeth.
really need an insight for that.
Yeah, no, he's lying through his teeth.
That's a natural 20.
I want to know how much he's lying.
I might be
now.
able to even discern how many hits he even got in on him. Natural
Like,
20.
is
Yeah.
his blade even somewhat wet right now?
It looks like he killed a couple, but he didn't.
My short sword.
He didn't kill all of them.
I just go to him like, good job, buddy, and just like
Oh.
walk him.
Of course, thank you. We will conquer these small green people.
It's okay.
Perhaps we
I
will
raised
allow
up my
you another
arms
chance.
as if I was gonna give him a hug.
Mm-hmm.
I caught a fish this big as soon as he like would try to go in.
No, he's just holding his chest. He does
Oh,
not seem to
Not
be
going in for the hug.
Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
But yeah, so
Perhaps
Big
we will
fish.
afford
No,
you
my
another
God.
chance to finish them.
I will succeed. I roasted one of them with my breath.
Another coffee cup.
Roast.
Ooh.
How did you roast him? You don't even shoot fire.
Why didn't
You get the concept. I killed him very well.
He shocked him very.
Thoroughly.
I'm gonna lay down. And
We got food for you, sir.
just a little scratched up and just blood on his chest.
Hey, you did almost lose a hand.
How did you almost lose a hand?
Explosive urchins.
Explosive merchants?
Urchins.
We have suicide merchants.
Urchin.
I've heard of these. As he pulls his sword out, I'm ready for them.
My sword. Urchins?
Urchins. The seed.
Urchins.
The seed.
Urchins, the little street punks.
No.
The sea
spiky
ones.
things that live in the water.
They're spiky things that live in water.
And they explode apparently now too.
Intriguing. My people, we come from the deserts, so the waters are foreign to me, and always have been. But spiky exploding things in the water sound fun. Especially if we get attacked by ships, we have them floating in the water and they blow up.
I like your imagination.
Yeah, show them the needle.
Thank you.
Yeah. As I pull out.
Oh, that is a very large, spiky thing.
When they blow up, they shoot those things in every direction.
By Tiamat's blessing, we will conquer all of our foes.
I agree.
Just be
Parts
careful.
this power.
We should put them on arrows.
I agree. Just be very sticky.
You see the half elves is looking at him, and I am all out of magics. Otherwise, I would heal him. Can someone
Is the
I need
tiefling-
lend us a healing potion?
Uh,
The tiefling, you see, she's kind of like barely staying up
I
and
go
staying
to
conscious.
carry her over real quick. I'm just like
You
give
get
her
your
a
arm
shoulder
under her
rub.
shoulder, and she's kind of.
Can I see a spine? Do we have thread somewhere? No.
I got some
We
extra
Good
clothes.
grass.
I got extra clothes.
Yeah, I've
okay.
got extra
Actually,
pack
yes,
of
my fine
clothes.
clothes. I actually pull out a piece of silk from my fine clothes,
Okay.
and I'm going to
Silk is
try
also-
stitching his wound.
Okay.
Side
Medicine
note,
check.
Side note: silk is antiseptic.
Oh, well, there you go. The more you know.
That's why I do not use the grass.
Plus, the grass could probably cut it.
This
worse.
fucking camera is such
Oh
a...
my god, the
It
camera's
just beefed
so
it
good.
right there. Like,
Dude, I moved my hands and it
22.
fucking stroked. Huh?
22.
22. Yeah, you masterfully stitch, and you've never worked with scales before, but
Doesn't matter.
you're fine. You know how
I
scale
dealt
mail
with
works.
enough with the fish.
You know how scale mail works, and you stitch him back together, and he's like, masterfully done!
Because I got a 22, I actually kind of jabbed him a little bit, just to make him try to cry or something like that.
And he's
by
wincing.
accident.
Right, he's wincing, but he seems very appreciative after you get it all done.
Yeah.
Last one.
Open.
Sand.
Open.
I am.
I'm in the middle of
Sorry,
the
guys.
dude.
Alcoholics take precedence.
Yeah.
As you have stitched up his wound, he's no longer bleeding profusely. You see
You
the
take the tiefling to the captain. I'm like, health pot, please.
alright, I guess this is very necessary.
A little bit.
He hands one to her, and she kind of takes it and goes to open it and just drops it. Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving
Actually,
throw.
she needs to eat. I believe that
She
would
needs
probably
to
be
eat
the
first.
best thing for her right now.
Good job.
Do we have any more
Very
big fish?
nice.
They're looking around.
Dex saving
Yes,
throw.
the most of it's gone untouched, actually.
Really? Wow, that's weird.
Everyone
if you
seemed
could-
very wary about the weird orange sack.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But if you
I'll
could actually
roll
fix her a plate.
22.
22. Nah, you catch it with your foot and bounce it up into your hand, and you're just like,
Let
And
she
she-
eat first, and she can drink that as her drink.
as he caught it. You bring over her a plate,
Yeah.
and
It's okay. And I kind of like.
you
help
see the
it, so-
tabaxi come in, and he's actually got a plate too, and he's bringing it to the Dragonborn and to the half elf as well. You both need to eat. This will help.
I'll help the dragon board eat. You help her eat, yes.
And as you go to help, he's like, I'm fine.
Just poke his chest.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
as he stretched his pack and it stretched
No,
the
just
stitch.
poke it.
I'll just step with fork.
You hand her the plate, and she's like, I feel so helpless, but would you mind helping me?
Just nursing her slowly.
And you can see her eyes start to well up with tears. I hate feeling weak.
Fine. I'm playing the loop.
And you can see her wolf is sitting there next to her. Its mouth is just covered in blood. And it looks like it has a couple little nicks on it, but otherwise it seems pretty untouched.
I take a piece of my crab from her.
I was actually tossing it in a ration.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you both toss something to it, it grabs for the fish first, catches it, and then with the same motion goes to catch the ration, and gets both of them. As he's just woof, woof in midair, and he's like stalking back and sets the ration next to her feet and curls up with her.
Due respect,
Sits
but
here.
tasting rations.
That's
Tim that
me.
did the
Don't
rash.
do that.
As I toss one to my griffin.
Those
I
crap
just- I
lines.
just-
Your
pet
greyhound
tap
jumps
the-
up and is just and then starts.
I just pet
Eating
tap
away.
got all mine already.
You can see the
I'm a good
one
hunter.
greyhound that hasn't bonded to anyone is still sitting next to you.
I throw him a piece of crab real quick also.
It looks skittishly at you and runs away from it.
Oh,
He completely runs away,
doesn't like
and
the
he's
crab.
at the edge of the grass, and he's looking back, and you hear that.
Okay, I just
coming
pet tap
from it.
with
Just feed your tiefling, okay?
She's
No,
fed.
stop.
She's eating.
Feed the
I'm
tiefling.
nobody's tiefling.
She's her own woman.
See?
Feed your girlfriend.
Don't be rude to her.
What? And you
I
can
have
see
to walk
you can
off.
see fires come up in her eyes as she's looking at you.
I'm just gonna be like, and Dragonborn,
Uh,
fuck you, you got
What?
this.
Does anyone speak Infernal?
No.
I think I might. Let me see.
I'm an elf and draconic.
Where's my? There it is. Nope. I
Okay.
speak Drow and Elvish.
You guys
Uncommon and
hear
Elvish.
coming for her, and it's directed at you with pure
I
malice.
just look
Yeah,
at her.
yeah,
and I'm like, that wasn't
Draconic,
nice,
sure,
was
you
it?
too.
I laugh in Dwarvish. It's like, man,
I'm
that
just gonna
sounds
sit next
spicy.
to her playing the lute.
And you hear, yeah, tieflings are really
Anyways,
spicy,
I'm gonna
especially in the middle.
Take up a piece of his fish, the Dragonborn's.
Yeah.
Since he's so keen on feeding himself, and I'm gonna go anal handling on the Swedish Rippenham.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
That's
Not, I'm gonna have the barbarian try again now that he's not drunk.
That's
Yeah,
17.
17. Yeah, so you approach and you do everything else everyone else has done. You've been very cautious. You put your hand out first, and it's sniffing, and you can feel its beak press against your hand, and then it opens its mouth and gently takes it out of your hand
Oh.
and is looking at you and will hit you.
Fuck!
Oh no.
It is so keen on me not getting Griffhound too. That's gonna be a total of
You already got
8.
one.
No, I'm doing it for the barbarian.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah, nope.
Oh,
It kind of looks at you and it kind of walks away, but it doesn't seem aggressive and doesn't seem to warm up to you anymore.
Alright. We'll try again later.
Okay, yeah. He tries, and he
And
just wakes up from
He's
his
waking
drunken
up from his
stupor.
room. He's like, I'm sorry, baby, as he's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
going to the ground like that with puppy dog eyes.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
he had-
Animal
I
handling.
think
for
he had
him.
a regular wisdom, to be honest. I don't remember his
Yeah.
stats. But he was not drunk this time.
Ooh.
18.
18. So he comes forward and he does the same thing everyone else did, where they lay down and put the food in the mouth,
I think I'm
And
being
just
you a Griffhound.
with the hands up, and it approaches. It takes it out of his mouth, and then it nuzzles the side of his head, and then lays on top of him.
There you go.
Just flops on top of him, and he feels the entire torso of this Griffhound vibrating as it's
He's like, oh, I'm sorry, baby.
yeah, and he's just hung over and petting it as he's just
So
getting
you're the
this
fluffy thing I tried to
massive
grab.
demo.
And Drakar's short at you too, asshole.
Uh,
You're so dejected right now.
It's okay.
Oh, it's so good today.
You're a good prince.
but now Anthony is bonded to this Griffhound. So.
All right. There you go, Anthony. You're welcome.
Hey, you better be watching, Anthony. What the hell?
I'm force
I can
feeding.
clip this
Well,
one.
not force feeding. I'm giving the tieflings some the health pot at the same time.
Of the what?
The
Health
health
pot.
pot.
Oh, okay. And then she's eating and she looks at you and she says, "Thank you so much. I appreciate it." How did you all fare? On your
Very well.
Just
travel?
up to the table of meat. I'm like,
We did all right.
And it's just a feast. And the dwarf who's currently butchering the last of the crab, he kind of puts it in this barrel on the side. You can see there's 3 full barrels of different meats that are just completely brim, tops of the brim.
Actually, I did all right besides the handcuffs. Dragonborn.
Hey!
Still got that busted sword. The hilt, at least.
Kind of rummages through. Oh no, I threw it. I hit a goblin directly in the face.
Well done. We'll get you this later as I'm holding up the blade.
Miss Drakor or whatever.
What?
What you said to me. I don't actually know your name. I don't care to know it at all. But
Well, fuck you too then.
do you, by chance, when you have spells available, know how to purify water?
Not for you.
Okay,
What about the
I'm
rest
gonna
of
go
us?
for
With
me.
everyone else, I do not either, unfortunately.
Okay,
Okay.
then.
You see the half elf? I couldn't manage this very
Lizard, go help.
Miss Tessa.
Yeah, I'll go help him and try some reasons and assist in his
Before he heads over, I tell him in Elvish how to say "be well."
To him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
What do you say?
Be well.
Say it in Elvish.
I don't know how to say it,
Balakidi.
Shut up, man.
but yeah.
I don't know, Balakidi. Let's go.
We don't have our languages flushed out yet, so just make it up.
Balki, Balki. Tell him Balki.
Okay.
As you guys go out and he looks at you, we need to have some kind of container to bring it back. The water.
The water, yeah, we have ideas. We just need clay first. The pyromania.
No, I mean like right now to go get water and purify.
I come real quick. I'm like, fresh water?
No,
well,
so
we have
no.
some current.
Purify.
We need a container to put the salt water in, bring it back so I can purify it. I can't purify it.
Who's got
Yes,
Who's
yes.
got a bunch of empties?
I go to the chef real quick. I'm like, do we have any extra barrels still?
Well, we just got all of our old ale and mead
Oh.
barrels full of our
I will
new water we
assist
got
in
from
that.
that weird
Water
gross
sealed?
sack.
Do we have any other water sealed anything?
Who's got empty water skins?
We've got a bunch of broken barrels back at the ship there. I don't know what we got left.
You
We've
know-
got our one small keg of ale.
Could we make a? Well, we can have that with dinner tonight and use that. But do we have anybody
That's
able?
all of our ale.
That is all of our ale.
Do we have anybody who would make a barrel?
I don't know if we have a cooper with us.
Do we?
He kind of looks around. And he'll make barrels. The crew. No. I might be able to make one.
We're just like,
Kind of looks over. Roger, you're gonna make a barrel. He's not gonna make a barrel, yo.
damn it.
You never know.
Oh, fuck you, I can make a barrel.
Well, time out. We already have some fresh water that will last us for
You
probably
need
about
a rest.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you need
We
to
need to
rest
find
first.
clay
The,
so that we
captain-
can make
The
more.
captain speaks up and he says, an adult human will require about 1 gallon of water per day.
Well, we have,
We have 32.
So we have enough for people for the day.
Exactly.
most, yes.
Plus
We have
the-
the day and
If
maybe 2.
we focus our efforts on finding clay and find sand, we will have the materials necessary to create containers for water that we can then purify.
Right, but that is dependent on if there is clay here.
That is true.
Okay, I just go. Okay, who's able to dig?
And everyone raises their hands,
I'm just
except for the dragonborn who's sitting there,
Peasant
and
dad.
he's passed the fuck out.
I'm just like,
I'm just
10 of
playing
you.
my lute louder.
Yeah.
They
Perfect.
don't seem
Okay.
happy.
15.
What is wrong, Fred?
15 of you
What is wrong?
go dig till you find clay. The other 5 of you, 10 of you dig. 5 of you watch. Keep an eye out. I mean, on watch. Yes.
Oh shit, I need to grab my trap.
So we've got to make holes in them dig, right?
Dig down until you find the really hard stuff. That's soft but hard at the same time.
How is it soft and hard at the same time?
It's when you hit it with the shovel, it doesn't like to move. But then if you warm it up, it's like whoa, whoa, whoa. Get it? Yes.
Like honey, right?
Kind of, yes. But
So like when it warms up, it gets a little softer.
it'll be probably be like 6 to 10 feet down.
Oh, that's fun, man.
I know, but it'll be worth it. And then once you're done, come in for me, and we'll make a pitfall trap out of the hole.
Oh, that's a lot of words.
I'm gonna use survival. Looking at the map, so okay. Best chances of finding clay would be around this area, somewhere close to water, but still far enough away that.
Yeah, survival check to navigate on the map, see what you
There.
can figure out.
Put it around the front.
That's only a 15.
So you're looking at the map and you notice that there are hills, there are grass on the hills, and that little tiny forest might have some source of water. And then there's also the larger forest that could potentially have a source of water. But beyond that,
Large forest definitely has a source of water.
yeah, but beyond that, you're not seeing any kind of anything beyond that looks promising.
Our best bet would be somewhere in the forests or the valley of the hills. Somewhere in between.
Alright, so we go dig by the hill man,
Not yet, but
That would
yes,
be
we will.
tomorrow's
Volunteers,
exploration, yes.
Nominate yourself, and we'll go tomorrow.
What? Dominate myself?
Yes.
In a way,
Enjoy yourself tonight, because tomorrow might be
I'm
bad.
very confused.
as you should be.
I believe he means to relieve yourself of all urges.
I don't even know how to do that.
Just give him a piece of crab and like enjoy it.
Wax on, wax off.
He kind of takes it. Smells fishy.
Tasty though.
No, not for me, not for me.
Okay, Star.
How are you being picky right now? We're literally surrounded on We're literally stranded on a deserted island in the middle of nowhere. We're not even in the same planet that we used to be on. How are you picky about the crab? Because I don't like crab. Simple as that.
Well,
Eat a tick. I don't want it. I fucking hate you sometimes.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
Just look at what's your name?
It's Jeffrey, I told you.
Okay, Jeffrey, good job.
How fat is Jeffrey?
He's
He's
pretty thin.
he's
Yeah,
thin?
he's actually pretty jacked too. He looks
Okay.
like he's put together.
He has very tender muscles that could be useful later.
I'm gonna go off around the camp and keep playing my lute until somebody starts actually giving me attention.
I tried.
Yeah.
I
No, you see a lot of people are like generally
Happy with it. So
smiling,
I'm gonna
or
going out with
the-
that.
Yeah,
I'm still feeding the tiefling otherwise I would.
yeah. And then at this
I'm
point,
a-
she's done and she's looking
Yeah, I'm nursing
a
the elf.
lot better. Yeah. And then you're helping the half elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's looking a lot better now too. And he's kind of sitting there,
Looking for
and
people who are-
he's just running his hand through the grass, and he's like, "I love nature very much, but sometimes it can be
She became a cruel bitch.
very fickle." Yes,
I roll out my bedroll and just touch
I would never call her such a word, but
She killed much of my village, so I have a stronger nature.
she's
But, I
part
still,
of the circle.
but I still love her, don't worry.
It is part of the circle.
I'm very well aware of the circle.
I roll out my bedroll and just tuck the tiefling in.
Yeah, and you tuck her into this meat and juice covered blood.
Yeah, this fucking
And she
gross
goes,
fucking
as
bed.
you lay it out and you pat, and it's like with your
Squish,
hand,
squish, squish, squish.
and she kind of looks at you. And she's like, "I'll take my own. Thank
Okay,
you."
sorry, I
though."
didn't know if you had one or not.
She kind of turns, and you see like a very nice silken bedroll, and she kind of lays into that,
I just tucked mine behind her.
and it just blood trickling out the sides.
Anyone have a way to clean that, or do you even care?
I just go like, who's cleaning tonight?
Sounds like you are.
Let's throw it the lizard. Just walk away.
Fuck you. Dexterity.
Oh shit. No, it's not bad.
was brooding because nobody was crazy.
10.
10. It smacks you right on the side, and you just have a bunch of blood trickling down there. Yeah, and it's
Nobody gave a shit.
it's all
I'm gonna
it's
try an invite. If I know this, I'm gonna start playing my
This is
line
fine.
and try to show you. Because I'm an asshole.
So you don't want this anymore?
Give me yours.
I don't have one.
Just take it back and
No,
walk away.
I don't realize that at all whatsoever, man. It's a floor.
What'd you get on your?
It was a. It's just been like an 18 because I rolled once early. and-
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everyone is seeming uplifted by the
Yeah.
actual tunes going on. As you guys are getting the night is approaching, the fires redoubled, so it is keeping everyone warm.
I'm just staring at it.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You see the tabaxi look at you, and kind of touches your shoulder and says,
Hey,
"Make sure you remember to only burn the people that are not us."
yes, you're right.
I do not
Unless
like burning.
someone dies.
I don't think
I
we
hope
have-
that doesn't happen.
I also hope none of us
Are
die.
you gonna burn the bodies?
Oh, I see no reason to let them be desecrated here. Why, God knows
It
what.
goes in some religious ceremonies to make sure the body is burned, but
Only the fun ones.
I'm very worried about you.
To be honest, that's also good bones. I can make hammers, I can make javelins,
As
and fingers are tasty.
as it's getting darker, you can see the very light, very bright sun start to dip, and you're used to like those reds and oranges. You're getting more of a purple, violet, and teal, almost aqua color to the sunset coming in. And you're seeing also the 3 different moons coming in as they're coming in, and that one that is clearly not what you're expecting to see in a moon. You can see it coming into play as well.
So
further
since I wasn't outside for the last check, should I make one now or?
Yeah. If you're looking up at it, you notice it looks different.
All right. What is it?
Perception check.
Perception.
As you guys are
Natural 20.
natural 20, you can see the continents. You're like,
What do you elf see?
fucking yeah. You really notice that that's a planet. That's a planet that you're looking at, and it's similar to home size, but just on the general shape of it, it's not the same. It's not home.
That's weird.
You also see 2 other moons orbiting.
I'm just squinting at them.
Orbiting.
Do I see the man in the moon?
You're seeing the 2 moons orbiting the the planet, which you are also orbiting currently. Yeah. As you guys are coming to rest in the night, you guys are seeing everyone put the lean-tos back up. Seems like no one had made an effort to expand or move out, so you guys are just re-camping in the same location. The watches are set, and you guys take another night's rest.
Oh, thank God.
At this point, you guys are all leveling up. We will take care of that when we end the stream.
Yeah.
But you just so you know, you guys are leveling. As you guys drift off to sleep individually, everyone make a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20 again.
Okay.
12.
12.
I like you, miss.
11.
11.
Good fail.
Crit fail.
This is a non-combat dice.
Alex, you can take a quick break here, and I will let you know when you can come back in. The rest of you get to sit and
I'm gonna
experience
go drink
something
my beer.
that Alex is not going to be part of for this little situation.
Because I'm better than
Yay.
Hurrah!
All right. As you guys go to sleep, you guys are hearing the waves of the water off in the distance. As you guys are falling to sleep, you guys fall unconscious, and you all see the island where you guys are. You can see around you the Jesus station.
Was that her?
Yeah. You can see all of the grass, the hills, and your vision is all centered on each of your own bodies as you're sleeping. You see yourselves, your chests rise and fall. And then it goes out of wherever you're sleeping, scrolls up, and it's viewing from above you. As it's looking up at your own bodies, you're also now seeing time start to speed up. See your chest and rise and fall faster. You guys are moving throughout the night, squirming and moving around as you guys are sleeping. Then eventually,
Someone pass me a cigarette.
I'm on it.
thank you, dear.
You like? This. There you go. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Emergency situations.
I appreciate it.
Asian use.
I know.
She lives a lot. She lives a huge ass.
Alright. Come on, baby.
And it's very much the scene from like Paranormal Activity, where you just see like it speeding through you guys
Or like
sleeping.
Sims.
Yeah, or the Sim. You guys just see yourself tossing and turning, and then it eventually gets to a point where you see your guys' selves get up, wake up. You guys go and have a breakfast. People are talking, and it goes like this, and it's still going at this incredible fast forward. As you can see, the camp start to expand a little bit. You can see some walls get put up. You can see people moving around and starting to build and start to settle up this hilltop that you guys are on. You can see you guys specifically leaving and going out, coming back with food, coming back battle scarred, worn, and eventually it slows down, and it is the middle of the night again. You guys are all sitting out there, and you guys are just now leaving the camp. And at this point, it's not a camp, it's a fort. You guys have a small fort on this hill. As it is speeding forward again, as you guys are now walking, it fast forwards as you guys walk very, very fast, and you guys hear yourselves talking in very high-pitched, very quick.
Garbled, speed.
Yeah, you can't quite tell what you're saying, but you hear you guys talking as you're going through. You guys have torches out, and it is the five of you and the tiefling, the dragonborn, the half-elf, and the tabaxi. And all of you are heading in towards the forest. As you guys come in closer and closer, you eventually see the trees as you get closer, and it comes down to each of your point of views. As you guys are now looking through your own eyes again, and you can see the torches in your hands or the light source that the tiefling has generated. You can see the mass of the forest in front of you, and it's pitch black. The moons are completely eclipsed currently. You see it's completely dark. As you guys are coming through, you can see the trees, and you can see just 30 feet in front of you through this thick forest. As you guys start moving through the trees going inward, you can see goblins running through the forest. As you guys see that, you guys get your arms ready and you start getting prepared to fight. The goblins start swarming in and attacking, and you start slaughtering them, killing them left and right. As you guys are continuing moving forward, the goblins all killed around you. You keep moving in more and more. You get to a point where you see a small hut off in the middle of the forest. You're looking in, you see this. It's a kind of two-door style house with 2 large windows, a nice front porch, and it is white, and it has blue trim all throughout it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And as you guys are approaching this absolutely gorgeous woman, you can see her walking in the house, and you can see a candlelight from inside. You guys approach this house. One of you knocks on the door. The door opens, and she, come in. As you guys come in, you guys have a magnificent, wonderful dinner. And as you do, you guys all pass out in chairs, sitting there. As it speeds up again to you sleeping and your chest rising and falling as this woman ties you guys all up and pulls you out into the middle of the woods. You guys are in the center of the woods, and you are all tied to a tree. You see her with a large cauldron before you, and she grabs the tabaxi and pulls him towards the cauldron and slits his throat. Blood starts pouring into the cauldron, and she completely severs his head and then drops it on the floor. Moves over and grabs Anthony, grabs his character and moves him, slits his throat, and his blood drains into the cauldron, severs his head, and sets it next to the other one. As she's coming in for the next person, the tiefling, you all start struggling and eventually get to a point where you break out. You start running, you try to fight back, and she throws a bolt of fire, so does Alex, and it just impacts her and just goes right off of her chest. Quick pause, quick pause. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man. Shoot once.
Yeah.
Hey, Scream, let me know what I'm missing.
No spoils.
Not happening.
Well, I mean, I'm tracing, so if you guys do anything, holy shit.
As you guys are seeing this fire just ricocheting and not doing anything to her, her skin cracks and falls apart. Her limbs grow extremely long, and you can see her skin become a sickly, dark green. Her nose comes to a hook. She has a row of yellow, stained, and black spotted teeth that are slightly jagged. Her eyes become a very vibrant yellow, and her hair becomes a long mat of almost black dreadlocks that are halfway up to her shoulder. You can see her skin, her breasts sag, and her nipples are dark green. Her flesh tears and her clothes come off. And she is a 9-foot, very Slenderman proportioned female with green skin who looks down, and you hear that. As she lunges forward and grabs a tiefling by the head and just rips her in half. You guys turn and start running through the forest, pulling out torches, lighting the torches, just getting light in as you can see through the tree line, her running in, and you see her disappear You guys are looking around as you guys are running. You get to a point where you guys are exhausted. You've been running for hours as it sped through you guys going through this chase. You get to a point where you guys, it slows down again. You guys are back to back, the remaining of you, as the Dragonborn is sitting there, his chest heaving from the exertion of the run. You can see you guys are all back to back, weapons drawn, whatever weapons you can find on the way. Little goblin weapons, a couple stone sticks, and you get to a point where you guys are ringed around a tree, looking around, trying to get some rest and try to recover some of your energy. As the Dragonborn is lifted by his head, and you just see the long arm grabbing him, and he's fighting and throws his lightning breath out, and it goes out and hits you directly in the chest, throwing you against the floor. As the rest of you are coming up and trying to help hit Aiden, you can see the Dragonborn get his head completely ripped off. He gets thrown against a tree and blood smatters against it. As his spinal cord is partially exposed in her hand, she drops it to the ground, and you hear that as she starts run. You can see she is spider crawling from tree to tree as her limbs are extending between the distance of the trees, as her legs are digging in, along with her arms clawed into the side of the tree. She starts going from tree to tree, almost like a spider monkey, just going through the trees as she's chasing you guys down. As you guys, one by one, each get picked off. Whee! You, as you're running, your chest stinging from the lightning, your muscles still spasming slightly, you see her throw a bolt of lightning that hits you again, and you instantly, your muscles lock up, and you fall to the ground stunned, and as you're jolting with electricity, she pounces on your back, rips into your spine, and just breaks you in half, throwing each side of you to either side, intestines tearing between the two of you. She looks over, and you see you're running as fast as you can. She turns and takes your shin bone, snaps it, and throws it like a dagger. It hits you directly in the calf. You fall to the ground. She runs up, grabs you by the face, and starts slamming your head against the tree as hard as she can. It takes about 4 hits before your head completely caves in, as you're just seeing the hand around your mouth and her smile as she's laughing again. As your head is getting caved in against this tree, you and the half-elf are just booking it. Everyone else, you can see the tree line now as you guys are running out. You can see as you get very close to the tree line, you guys about 100 feet away, a branch comes in and impales the half-elf right through the chest, lifting him up. And you see her climb down from the tree and grab him by the head and just bite into his throat. Blood gushing down, she pulls out, you can see the jugular and part of the esophagus in her mouth as she starts laughing through the blood, and you can hear the half-elf gurgling his own blood, just as he is being held aloft by that branch. You are the last one alive, as everyone else is dead. You are running as fast as you can. You get to the tree line, and as your foot hits the edge of the tree line, you can see 3 large branches reaching for your legs. You get hit in the leg once. You stumble, push off, and roll. You get just outside of it, and as you're going to stand up, a hand reaches through your chest, going out the other side. You have a massive hole in your sternum as she's got her arm through you. It claws up, and she punches you in the face through your own torso. As you get blood running down your face and nose, she pulls you off her arm and turns you around, and she says, "I found you, dearie." And she bites into your face, directly into your nose, and slowly rips you apart too. And then you all wake up.
You got the JoJo donut.
Well,
I got it.
You've been JoJo donutted. Deal.
But yeah, so you guys are all waking up now.
was a bad dream.
Oh, my head.
I didn't even drink any meat last night.
I don't think I drank enough.
You're feeling around, and it's almost like a phantom pain feeling from where, like, it feels like you have almost like stomach cramps. It's weird. Anywhere you have injury, it's almost a phantom pain coming right now.
That's fucking weird.
As you guys are coming to consciousness.
My face hurts.
And you had a wonderful dream, good night's sleep, nothing bad happened.
Good night.
Did I notice anything?
Huh?
No. In my trance, nothing.
No. Everything seems fine.
You both out dope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're waking up and they seem.
Niles can mimic stuff
Over
now.
to you with this.
I'm using
Oh.
one of his evolutionary points just for that.
That's gonna be great.
So now Niles can half talk, maybe could have
Yeah, he's a Kenku
Yeah.
alligator.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How? So, you, me, Barbarian man, you guys.
We all look just disturbed.
To the people that
at
had this,
this.
he was
then.
like, you.
Yeah.
We started looking at something. It was like, bad dreams. Anyone else?
And-
I was like, great.
And you can see the Tabaxi. He's like, no, I slept fine.
Very boring.
I never have bad dreams. I am 100% fine. Yeah, 100%.
15.
He seems to be telling the truth.
I got a
Cox. Thank God.
I
insight.
got 23.
Okay, well, that one.
19.
Seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, man.
19.
You too? He's lying through his fucking teeth. You can see he's sweating. You can see like he's like very crazy.
I just- Okay, can I roll to imitate the laugh that I heard in this room real quick?
Oh my god. Yeah, go for it. That'll be a performance check.
Good morning, by the way, everyone. Niles also says good morning.
In your voice, yeah.
Performance.
Everyone looks at your alligator who just said, good morning, everybody.
Oh, God.
Exactly in his same voice.
Before I laugh, I'm just like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
And then I got an 8.
You got an 8 and you're like,
And I'm just looking at
and he's just like,
Actually, it was more like.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to do it.
Niles mimics that one back.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, why?
Sorry, I'm
No,
gonna be
it's
using
a
his
7.
channels right now.
This one's
7.
I
And it's,
cough.
yeah, you're like,
You mean like this?
Oh, you did pretty good.
I have minus 1, 11.
11. You get it, you get a little closer. It's almost there. It's not quite yet.
Something like that.
And then the Dragonborn's like looking between the three of you, and you can see he's shook. He's very shook right now.
I just lean into him and like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
that's
a really weird laugh.
I just say rip.
And you see him grab his water, and he's just.
I just say ripped in half.
No, that was me.
No, he was too.
Oh, yeah. No, didn't he get his face ripped off?
No, that was me. I got my face beat against the tree.
The Tabaxi. What are you all talking about?
There can't be
Calm down.
coincidence that
Figure
we
it out.
that very a few of
And
us
the
got
half
the same
elf also.
dream.
Maybe
I have no idea what is going on.
I look at the
I think if it was
tiefling.
Yeah,
psychedelic.
the
maybe that's
tiefling.
what
I
was
look to
going
the
on, yeah.
tiefling real quick.
I don't think I had any of that fish.
We had
I
things.
look to the tiefling real quick.
And she is still sleeping.
I real quick gently just
And Anthony.
nuzzle her.
He's still asleep.
Just gently shake her a little bit.
And as you get close, the wolf kind of comes in and is growling. That is my alligator growl. I don't know
I
why
just-
that came out. It's
I
not a
honestly-
wolf.
Call me Carl. Good morning, everyone.
As your alligator walks up and in the same exact tone, pitch, and everything. Good morning, everyone. Coming from the alligator, and everyone again is like.
That's not natural.
I just look at the.
You see
prints,
the
but, like,
the dwarf, the gunnery sergeant. Yeah, that's the right term. He's like, okay, that's not natural. I don't know what's going on, but that's not natural.
It's evolution, my dear friend.
Evolution never does something like that. And you see the dwarven cook
Let's get
sitting there. He's like,
Well,
I've
that's-
seen some evolution. Like that one book I was reading. It was talking about how like
someone should try to get the Dragonborn to say
they're
this all the
they're
same.
special little monsters
I
that
got
grow
it.
and they go.
Special little monster.
But
In
it
his
comes
voice.
to life. It's better than
Pride.
Alright, I don't know.
Hey, look.
Oh yeah, that checks out. I 100% agree with your hypothesis.
But yeah, so
It's a
I'll grab
really nice
Anthony
zero.
and I'll drag him to this little hoopla we're trying to do.
I try to just be calm with the direwolf.
It's not. It doesn't seem to be a dire. It seems to be just a wolf.
Just a wolf.
Yeah.
Just calm with it. Just like,
Okay.
By the way, we're
Yeah.
gathering,
Yeah.
we're gathering people that
people
are
saw.
part of the dream.
Mhm. And it seemed to be any of the main group that you've traveled with so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, so
yeah, so I
Anthony.
just.
So like all of the crew were not in it.
Yeah, so Anthony half elf, or not Tabaxi, Tiefling.
Well, Tobias was
Back to
Yeah,
you.
He didn't
You
have
guys weren't dreaming of me.
No.
Oh,
were there, but
I
now
look
you
at
were
him
gonna
at
be
the
in
end
the
of my
heart.
dreams though at one point. Though.
That thing's a
It
nightmare.
just says good morning, everybody.
It's great,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So can
It's
I wait
great, isn't it?
Or do I have to contest the wolf?
You have to do an animal handling to get past the wolf.
Uh-oh. Give me another one, please.
What?
That was a big old.
6.
6. You kind of go in and then Ken, alligator, fuck. Yeah, there you go. It coming in for you, and you're just like, you kind of back up.
Can you wake her up, please?
You
To the
ask the
wolf.
wolf, and it looks at you and just.
Is that a yes?
It's just still growling.
I'm just gonna play the highest note on my lute real quick.
And then next to you, you hear. As
Yeah,
your
it's like
Riffhound
Riffhound.
comes in and puts its chest before you,
And I'm just like,
and it's
it's
right in
okay,
front of you.
Tabitha,
Its
okay.
plumage is up, and it's.
What's the other?
I'm like, it's okay,
That's-
Tabitha, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gently approach the wolf. Mean no harm.
Animal handling.
15.
15.
Yes.
You manage to come in and approach, and you get it to
No,
calm
not the
down.
Riffhound.
It's looking very warily at you, and as soon as the wolf kind of calms down, the Griffhound kind of goes back and is like looking at you, and it's like, and it puts its beak and nuzzles its against your shoulder.
Good morning, dear. Niles, as soon as she opens her eyes, good morning,
You
dear.
touch her and you say, "Good morning, dear." Her hand slaps your hand away, and her eyes open, and it's just pure white. As she's sitting there, and you hear,
I just look at the Dragonborn and I'm like,
and he is just. You can't go pale, but he's a paler shade. He's not white. As you all instantly recognize that laugh, as
What
she
is going on here?
sits straight up, not even like sitting up. She goes fucking like Michael Jackson Thriller from her heels, standing straight up, and she starts floating in the air.
That'd
You
be good.
hear from her voice kind of a deeper, echoing voice. I have shown you your futures. Be wary of my sister. And the tiefling collapses to the
I'll try
ground.
to
can
catch.
I make a dex?
Yeah.
Catch?
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
I'll try to catch.
Even the wolf
Nice.
knows
Nat 20.
she's fucked up, dude.
Natural 20.
I got on a holy 22.
Yeah, so you definitely dive in and grab her perfectly, cradling her spine, her head, everything, and you come in and you cradle his arms as he's perfectly got it. But you help lighten the load.
I got an
Thanks.
11, so I caught her shoes.
And you catch her hand as it's coming down and is about to tap him and
So
everything.
does anyone want to explain what the fuck that was?
And everyone around the camp as you, hello, darling. Hello, darling. And then, boom. Everyone in the entire camp is just silent.
I just look at, I'm like, you should probably go calm them down real quick. see
And
what
that
else
is where we're
she
going to
does.
end tonight's session,
Holy
and we'll
shit.
pick it up next week. To T Dumpling, thank you so very much for commenting. We very much appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
Everyone
Thank you
who
for
was
the
watching-
activity.
Yeah, everyone who is watching the stream, thank you so very
Thank
much.
you.
All you watching on YouTube, please do not forget to subscribe. We need your help there. And all you watching on Twitch, please also follow us. We will catch you
Like
next
that.
week, where we will continue this crazy
Don't forget to
adventure.
ring those bells.
We're not doing that. Fuck the bells. You don't have to. Fuck him.
Vote
Anyway.
for me to retain mic privileges.
Don't. It's not gonna be good.
Honestly,
Alright.
we should have a vote between
Who gets
streams for who gets mic
Each
privileges.
week,
I mean, we
privileges.
All
That would
right.
be hilarious.
I mean, that's gonna happen. All right. If you want to vote, who can
we can do
rumble and
Facebook
mumble in the mic during
Who
next
do you
week's
hear?
session, please check out our Facebook page as we will be posting a poll. We will see you next week. Thank you all so very much. That's all, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. We will catch you next week. Don't forget to be nice to each other and love each other. See you all